you're telling me that you are dealing with guys who are rich, famous, have a majority female fan base, and you constantly tell them that they are the best looking thing on the planet. Let's not pretend that they are not out here breaking backs. Yes, they are. And
cream
since
soda everywhere.
So I need everybody to give me their dirty dozen of the top 12 songs from January to June. Who would like to go first? Who looks the most stressed?
Natasha does look stressed. You need a moment? Because
my list is ready. But I am very upset because when I tell you that the industry dropped pure fire in July, and the fact that you guys will not let me include it, I am seething.
Okay, so is this a podcast? Episode
7,
I
believe.
We believe. We have some topics today. We're going to talk about the 50-50 situation. We're going to talk about the taboo topic of sex and K-pop. And we're going to be going over our list of, dirty dozens, top 12 songs of the first half of the year. But before we get into that, man, we have a special guest with us today. We have a freelance writer who's written for a lot of different organizations and done a lot of great interviews. We have Natasha here with us today. How you doing today?
I'm good, thank you, guys. How are you?
Doing great. Good. Just to let everybody know, this is not our first time talking to Natasha.
Even a little bit.
We've had like very long conversations.
Beautiful conversations.
Part of them wasn't even being recorded. We were just talking.
It was hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, one of my favorite podcast recordings was you guys came on. We talked about the Bonnet of Salvation.
Oh, Jackson, whatever his name was.
That is actually one of my like highest listened to podcasts.
No,
when I looked
don't
at the analytics.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, listen, one of my favorites. It was so good. So thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm really grateful.
That's actually dope. I would have never knew that.
That's crazy.
So, before we get into the topics, we just wanted to talk to you. Obviously, we know some of this information, but could you tell the people, how did you get into freelance writing? What made you want to get into it? And how did you take that and end up into the K-pop section of writing?
Ooh, loaded question. First of all, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Just in case anything slips out.
My girl.
So how did I get into writing? It's a little personal. So I had actually always loved writing. I'm one of those people, I had diaries all the time. So I'd write. My parents will tell you that I would daily make lists of who I hated in the world, and they would usually feature in the top 3. They should know because they read my diary. So I've always loved writing, but I ended up going into law. I was going to be a human rights lawyer, and long story short, I worked in the civil service for a year and a half. I was working in immigration, litigation casework, and I quit due to, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I quit, and I would always be in my mom's kitchen just talking about world events. Mm-hmm. And my mom was like, do you realize that instead of standing in the kitchen ranting, you could be writing this down? I was like, that is an excellent point. So I started doing that round about the time that I had just discovered K-pop. So when I would be writing about the Met Gala and Trevor Noah, I started writing about BTS. And then I realized that I didn't want to do law anymore. It had been on my mind anyway, because yeah, I didn't want to do it. And this was at the time my dad had stage 4 cancer, and I was having to be his main carer. And even while I was helping him with everything, going to the hospital, doing chemo, I was like still obsessively writing. And I figured out that this is what I wanted to do. And guys, I'm such a crybaby. I would cry. I would cry all the time because I was like, I don't want to do law anymore. And I want to do this because I'm reading all these articles, especially about K-pop, and all these people who are writing suck. Like,
There we go. Call them out.
yeah, that like I'm reading the most trash articles with little research, and I know I can do better, but I don't know how. And so I spent essentially 2018 and 2019 probably harassing every journalist who writes about K-pop well to be like, so you like K-pop, I like K-pop. We're both weird. So be my friend and help me figure out how to do this. And so when I figured out that part and I had help, I then did my master's in journalism. And I will say this is very sweet of my dad. When I figured that out, he was like, okay, let's do this. So you need to do your master's degree. And he was filling in my university applications while hooked up to chemo. So I actually didn't apply for any of the universities myself. My dad was just like, give me your stuff. I'm going to do this for you. And yeah. But how did I get into writing for the people that I wrote for? It was a combination of literally some guy came to my mum's Airbnb and taught me how to pitch. Like he just turned up and taught me how to do it. And the other, once I figured out the bare bones of how to do that, I turned into a complete and utter psychopath. So I would be like scouring the internet for every editor's email address or phone number. One time I actually called up the headquarters of GQ.
Wow.
And I was just like, I want to speak to this person because I need his email address because I need to pitch him about BTS. So, how do we make this work? and so, yeah, those are the things that I have done in order to do the stuff that I have done now. And I think that's okay because even when I was doing my degree, I had other journalists say that, you've got to do insane things in order to do well. And I think I can pretty much say that I've done some really insane things and harassed a lot of people to get to where I am and written about topics that most people would think, well, this doesn't mesh together. How did you come up with the idea that K-pop should be instrumental in Black Lives Matter? But here we are.
Oh. Good stuff.
I don't know, guys. I feel like I've waffled. I'm sorry.
No,
you're good.
Details.
Yeah,
love waffles.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, we're big proponents of you actually just being yourself and just speaking out.
Thank you.
Because I mean, sometimes some of us have to like talk it through, right? You gotta talk through the situation as it comes to you, and you may remember some aspects and But I actually like that breakdown. That was actually really, really deep.
Yes.
But so after you get your foot kind of in the door, what was your first interview with actual K-pop, an actual K-pop act?
Okay, I'll never forget my first interview. My first interview was with Eric Nam, and it was for the Grammys. That was my very first one. And I specifically remember that I had, his team had reached out to me for the interview, and I was just so shook. I was like, why does Eric Nam's team know who I am? Because, like, full disclosure, I knew about Eric Nam before I even knew what K-pop was. So my mom and I discovered him because when Black Panther came out, my mom and I watched every press interview that any of the cast did. So we ended up watching their press run in South Korea, and that's how we found out who Eric Nam was, because he had interviewed them. I think he was even meant to have done like a film with Chadwick. And I remember Ryan Coogler, Lupita, and Michael B. Jordan all were singing Boys to Men all my life.
What?
It wasn't Boys to Men. It was Casey and JoJo.
Casey and JoJo.
JoJo. Sorry. Casey and JoJo. And they were all just singing together. And I was like, who is this man?
I've never seen that.
I feel like I have seen that, actually.
I gotta see that.
I feel like I listen, I'm going to send it to you. I promise I'll send it to you on Twitter. So I've always enjoyed Eric's music. So anyway, his team reached out and I was like, sure. And then I pitched, and I remember at the time, because Teen Vogue, this is maybe I had written about four articles for Teen Vogue, but Eric Nam's over the age of 30. And generally, sometimes exceptions are made, but generally, if someone's over the age of 30, they're outside the age demographic. I mean, obviously, It's called Teen Vogue. So I pitched a whole bunch of publications, and none of them would take it. And I was so sad, because I was like, I really want to do it. And Claire, who is the editor at Teen Vogue, she was like, have you tried the Grammys? And I was like, girl, what? Are you serious? That is the Grammys. Why on earth would, it doesn't make sense. No. And then I remembered, wait, in your madness, this was July. In your madness in April, you had actually pitched them. And obviously it didn't go through. I don't know what I was doing. So I had the editor's email address. So I was like, okay, I'll try. I emailed him, and I think in between 10 to 20 minutes, he said yes.
Wow.
And this was around the same time that HarperCollins had emailed me and asked me to write a book. So when I got the email, I kid you not, because I live in a flat, I guess you guys call it apartments. I went downstairs and started hyperventilating on the street.
Man.
Okay. I started hyperventilating, and I called my friend, because then I started hyperventilating and crying, and I sat, and she was like, I was sitting underneath a tree, with my head between my legs. And I know that everyone thought that I was just so insane, because I was like, no, but this shouldn't be happening to me. I don't understand how this is happening. I don't know why the Grammys have said yes. This is my first interview. I have no experience doing this. Everyone has made a mistake.
No.
I was like, why are all these very good things happening to me in the space of 1 week? But needless to say, Eric Nam is very lovely, probably one of the best interviews I have done. Very, very candid, just a very interesting man to talk to. And I just love everything that he is doing with Dive Studios, him and his brothers.
Yeah.
He's also a really good performer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw him last year, and he is just so personal with the crowd. He's just, Eric, can we be friends, please? Can we be friends? Because you're just such a sweet guy. And I feel like he's also very principled, because we also spoke about Black Lives Matter. The time was very fresh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was speaking on Eric, man, I want you to win. I love you.
I agree, man. His whole platform and everything he does I love. Every time I check him out, he's just always intuitive with the audience and everything he does. I love it. So I agree.
He just seems like such a good vibes human being. And I've been seeing him at the fashion weeks at New York and Paris. I'm loving seeing him in his fashion bag.
Oh,
listen, I love seeing a man in his fashion bag. Oh my gosh, it does something to me. I'm just like, sir, yes.
So out of curiosity, I mean, obviously this topic isn't only K-pop generated, but like, you've done K-pop interviews. You've actually interviewed some of the biggest acts in K-pop. However,
that's true.
You've also interviewed some of the biggest actors in the world and actresses. I've seen you at some of these red carpets. Which one gets you more nervous? Is it a K-pop interview or is it an interview at one of these red carpets when somebody like the star of Into the Spider-Verse is standing right in front of you?
Ooh, I think it depends. I think it depends on my personal connection to what that actor or what that person's music has done for me. I will say this. I didn't expect to have the internal reaction to Twice that I had. Because I am a casual, can I speak? Tasha say words correctly. I am a casual listener of Twice. I appreciate them and what they have built. I think as they have matured in their womanhood, I have started to enjoy them more and more. But at the time, I was like, okay, I enjoy the music. I know who each member is. I already have my bias, which is Momo. Listen, gang. But I was like, I really felt like I would go into the Twice interview fine. And then Momo looked at me.
I understand completely.
I mean, and she's just, bear in mind, this is Zoom. We're not even in person.
Digital eyes.
It's that glare.
And here's the thing about me. I refuse to lose my shit in front of celebrities ever. And I have been that way like before I even knew I wanted to do this. I remember meeting McFly, the like British rock group in Asda. And I remember my then best friend and I, we were holding each other. We were just there like, we are not going to scream. We are not being like those fans over there. We are not screaming. What we are going to do, we're going to have decorum. We will scream in the toilet, but we will not scream in front of them.
I love that. I love that.
So I refuse to lose my shit in front of like celebrities. I feel like the only person that would bring it out of me is Beyonce. Like, because Beyonce and Debbie Allen, I will cry and I'll throw up, and I'll probably throw up blood. But I say all this to say, when Momo looked at me, I almost blurted out, "You're my bias," and I was like, So I think that's the most like visceral K-pop reaction that I've had. Okay. I think, what was it? I would say red carpet. I can't say the name of one man because he's in a lot of trouble right now, and my feelings towards him have changed. I feel like you guys know who I'm talking about.
Understandable.
Yeah. I will say, standing in front of like Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, because I'm like, wow, you're Hollywood royalty. My parents know who you are. And I was just there like, wow, I am talking to you. Okay, and we're here because, again, it's one of those things. I had accidental word vomit because the PR had told me Michael Douglas is only giving one question. And usually on the red carpet, they'll let you have 3. But sometimes, due to timing or, the status of the celebrity, they can change their mind. So Michael Douglas had one question and he gets in front of me and I have my question ready. And I look at him and I look at Catherine Zeta-Jones and I blurt out, "Do y'all know that you're matching?" As if,
oh, question gone.
But the thing is, though, they loved it. And we just had like a whole conversation about, like, we were just there having conversation. It was like, they were like, when you are married for as long as we are, you do some. Catherine Zeta-Jones told me that she can forge his signature.
That's how it is.
Because she was like, we even write like each other now. And they're like, okay, so you can proceed with your question. I was like, oh, thank you so much.
That's great. Oh.
But it actually ended up being the answer that my manager loved the most. Okay. So stuff like that is cool. But I'll say the person that I was like the most hyped to see was Daniel Kaluuya, because obviously,
shout out!
Yes.
I mean,
Did you love his character and then Into the Spider across the Spider-Verse?
Let me tell you something. I am the chief of staff when it comes to Spider-Punk's campaign.
Titled.
We need that Hobie movie.
Yes.
Listen, if he has 1,000 fans, I am in it. If he has 100, I am in it. If he has one, I am that person. And if there is none, that means I'm dead.
No. Big
Yes.
I love that character. He is so cool. But yeah, I feel like Daniel's amazing. Like, obviously, I'm British. I'm Black British. He's like, also he's African. He's Ugandan. And I have been watching this man since he was in Skins.
Oh, I know that show. That's one of my favorite shows.
Listen, Skins, if you know, you know.
Yeah, shout out. Man.
Okay.
Love that show.
That's,
Yeah,
I mean, Skins was the British Euphoria, like 15 years before Euphoria.
Long time ago.
So he was like a teenager in that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I gotta check back in that.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have been watching his stuff since then, and obviously you look at like Get Out, Black Panther, and I was just like, I was so excited and so proud. And so when I was just like, let me talk to you guys, and it didn't make it into like the final cut of what I put out for Reuters, but I don't know if you guys know this, but he has a thing called the DSS. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, so the DSS is like him, Damson Idris. Damson's the one that's going out with Lori Harvey.
The guy from
I don't know.
Snowfall.
Yeah, I don't know if Giggs is in it. There's a couple of like Black famous guys from London, but the DSS is the Dark Skin Society.
Oh,
I got to apply.
Okay.
And they put out videos where they're with each other and they're joking and bantering. And there was who's the head of the DSS Society? And I think there was one video where Giggs is like a UK rapper, like does grime, and he's like one of the guys. And they were like, can Giggs be in it? Because, I think Giggs is like my complexion. But regardless, so I was on the red carpet. I was like, now that we've got all the professional stuff out the way, sir, I have not seen the Dark Skin Society in a while, and I just want to understand, like, where's the foot? Like, so we were just there having like loads of banter about that, and I love stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
That's great. That's great.
John Boyega's not in there?
I feel like he is.
Okay.
I feel like, and I would love to do a red carpet where they're there together, because I've seen some red carpet clips where they've just like snuck up on each other, and it's just been like this beautiful Black boy joy moment, and I just like. I don't know. It's fun.
Idris got to be like the grandfather of that.
Not the grandfather.
I'm just saying, Idris is older, right? He got to be the grandfather. He's got like 10 years on almost everybody you mentioned.
I feel like he's probably the uncle.
Yeah, at least
uncle.
Yeah, at least
yeah, he's the uncle.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, like, you've been doing this for a while and you've learned a lot. You've interviewed a lot of people. Is there like any advice you'd give somebody? Like, if you can go back and talk to yourself before the Eric Nam interview, is there anything that you would tell that Natasha, like, to do going forward to maybe fast track getting to where you're at now mentally? Because I'm pretty sure you have a different level of comfortability and polish in the way you do things and everything like that. I know it's a loaded question.
It is. I wouldn't fast track anything, because I feel like everything that I did led me to where I am in the position to do those things. I guess I would tell her that you've done a lot of crying and you've received a lot of no's, because I think that's the thing that people don't know. Like, it's a blessing for people to see the stuff that I have done. If you knew the number of no's that I have got, I guess I would tell her, please stop taking the no's so personally. You haven't got any better at it. So just start now. And I would also tell her, that being unapologetically yourself is what's got you to where you are. So, you're a stan and you're a nut job on Twitter, but you also work really, really hard, and that's okay. Stop crying as much. I don't. I think I'll be better at giving other people advice than giving my younger self advice. And I guess I say to everyone else, we need more Black people. I beg, we need more Black people in this space. Like, oh my gosh, I think that I know that is my mission. I'm just there like, we need more people of color to be in the journalistic space. Like, my goodness. I just want to let everyone know that with hard work, you actually can do it. You can. I promise you can. So please join us.
Love it.
Do not let anyone tell you that you don't have you don't have the right to be here. You absolutely do. And you would make it so much more fun if you were here.
Y'all hear them. Y'all better join up.
Get the writing.
Get the writing, y'all. Come on now.
And if not writing, get a mic. My God.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, you guys, I see what you do. I'm just saying.
We try.
We're trying.
We try.
I actually enjoy writing, but I hate it at the same time. Like, once I get started, it's really fun, and I don't want to stop until something breaks my concentration. But as I'm thinking about it, I really procrastinate. Like, I don't feel like doing this, and then start like, oh, I'm having a ball. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I procrastinate all the time. Do you know how long it takes me to write an intro for one of those articles I write? 48 hours.
Okay.
Oh wow. I can imagine.
I can. Yeah.
It is.
Perfectly understandable.
It's the thing that stresses me out the most. But once I start writing, I have done things where I've been like, I start writing maybe 8, 9 in the morning, and I don't eat or drink anything till 4 because I'm just in the zone. Like, I know this sounds weird, but sometimes I I will sometimes dream that I'm writing. I'll see the letters and the words in my head, and I wake up, I'm like, I have to write that down.
Wouldn't it be easier to write an intro like after you've seen how the interview goes? Because it's like you kind of now know how to arc the article.
Oh, I definitely write the intro once that's all done. And for me, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
It drives me up the wall.
You got a question?
No, not after that.
Well, I have a quick question. Just
Yes, please.
because I know nothing. But why is it harder to write the intro after the interview?
I just believe I'm bad at it.
Oh.
I just
okay. We don't have to go there. It's okay.
Well, I know from like, I would think, this is just me from an outsider standpoint of view, that intro is important to get the reader focused on the rest of the article. I mean, anything you do is always that first intro paragraph, is that first 15 seconds of a video or anything.
Yeah.
You got to get that intention.
And you're telling someone's story in like 350 words. Like me personally, I probably shouldn't be putting this out there as right, but I hate writing profile. I hate writing profile pieces. It's not my strength. So profile is like when you tell a story in the interview, but you're inserting their quotes into the paragraph. And then that's profile or feature. And then you have question and answer, which I feel like I'm better at. So that's just where you do like the intro, and then it's like question, answer, question. I mean, it's the easier one, but I feel like I'm better at it. It takes more out of me to write that one, to write the profile piece. But it's like just telling someone's, and I always want to tell someone's story with such respect, but also with like the right amount of truth in it. And also like, if you manage to like get their quotes in it, where they just say something that's so juicy that it like builds into the story, that just means so much to me. And I guess that's why I struggle so hard with writing it.
Yeah,
I could see that easily. You know, and the reason why I say that is because I'm. It feels like when you do that, like basically what you were saying, a profile is, it's almost like you're framing the story a specific way. So it's almost like diluting what they, because you can angle it any way you want, right? It's damn near like what Fox News does with the story. They tell the story a specific way, and it leads to a specific decision, like a specific perception from the listener. Same way with MSNBC. They'll tell you the same exact story Fox News told you, but they're going to tell it to you from a liberal point of view as opposed to a conservative point of view. And it's the same story, but everything around the quotes angle the quote a specific way. But when you're actually doing question and answering, you're letting them speak, and it's kind of like allowing their story to kind of come through.
They're framing it their way.
Yeah,
from their
that's what it seems like to me.
I mean, the thing is, though, you can get a profile. I have read some just like amazing profiles. Like, what is it? Is it E. Jung who did this profile on Michaela Cole? She's the one she's in Black Panther 2, and she's also, why has her BBC show left my name?
Michaela Cole was
Black
Panther. You're talking chewing gum.
I May Destroy You.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, incredible. And chewing gum as well. Incredible woman. The piece that he wrote on her is like, it's how I hold up profiles. I was like, if I can't write like him, then what is the point? But yeah, I just want to write about people with the respect that they deserve. So
I understand.
Yeah. I got a question. So I dabbled in comedy stories. Had table reads. Ace was on a couple of those as well.
Cool. You're funny. I can tell.
Oh no, I'm not. But I will say this though.
No, you really are. I watch your reactions. You know how to frame a joke. You know how to frame a joke. Should I say nice thing?
Receive the compliment, sir.
Okay, receive. Transaction accepted. Thank you. But I will say this: have you dabbled in any creative writing? I understand when it comes to like interviews and dealing with artists more of on a realistic point of view. Have you ever kind of dabbled with some of the creative side of things where you're like, hey, I see this certain artist, but what happens if they're in a different world or whatever the case is? It's something creative.
I'm making faces because I'm not sure if I want to answer this.
Okay, everybody.
Oh.
Oh, dang.
No shame.
The fifth.
She might not be ready to talk about something.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
You got stuff in the works?
No, I don't. No, I don't have anything in the works.
Okay.
I mean, I was gonna say, does writing fan fiction count?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
come on.
Oh, when I tell you, I spent maybe when did B2K come out?
What? 04?
No, it was 2001. So I've spent from like the age of like 11 to 18 writing fan fiction of every single one of my favorite, like B2K, B5. If you knew the things that I wrote about.
B5.
Wow.
People are probably people are like B5.
Yeah, man.
Listen, that's an R&B deep cut.
Oh yeah.
I got into them to replace BT. So that I got into them to replace B2K in my heart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my goodness, my friends and I set up websites just for us to write fan fiction. And I used to write them in my diary. I remember one time my dad found my fan fiction. Oh, that was and I had such an active and maybe more adult, like my brain was way more adult than like my physical self. And I'm so grateful that my dad just said, like, I read that. We will be talking about that. But just know that I know that this is there. I was like, okay. So I haven't done much creative. I cannot believe I admitted that.
That's beautiful.
That's love. That's all love.
I don't think I've admitted to anyone that
We got the TRC exclusive.
All right.
Oh my
Use the
God.
children. We know the drill.
I mean, and and when maybe one day, maybe that's something I could do, because even when I was younger, I was a lot, because I saw that when you guys were reacting to Super Shy, Dane was like, I never watched the Powerpuff Girls, and I was there like, excuse me.
Classic.
So what I used to do when I was like a child, I would take paper and I would draw the Powerpuff Girls, but I would write my own like episodes of what they got, of what they did. So I would take the framework of like, they're at the kindergarten school, and this is the villain, and I would write my own. I actually made like my own mini book of the Powerpuff Girls, but with my own story.
Nice.
Yes.
I don't know. So you guys have actually unlocked the side of me that I forgot existed.
Hey, that's great. That's great.
That's love.
A whole nother creative section that had been lost to the aether.
But I just want to let anyone know that if you try and find my fan fiction, first of all, it is not under my name. Second of all, that those websites are down. And third of all, the books are in my house. You will never find what I wrote. You will never in this life found out the things that I said about Patrick breeding. So just said it now.
Oh man.
Oh man, I love that. I love that.
That was great. That was great.
Well, I'm embarrassed.
No, you got.
Okay. I mean, if you guys have questions, you want to move to the topics?
We can move to the topics.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Thank
my
you.
cue. So, take this come out. Okay, so the 50-50 situation is an absolute mess. Between the CEO and producer issues, along with the songwriter issues, poaching accusations, a member requiring surgery, all the way to the talks about the girls wanting out of their label. I want to know, what do you guys make of all of this, and who are you siding with in this situation?
Anybody specifically want to go first? If not, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Doesn't matter. I'm pretty on record, and based on all of the stuff online, I see that I'm going to be kind of going against popular sentiment here. I'm always in favor of the artist, always, even if the artist may seem like they're wrong in a situation. Obviously, this situation seems to be really crazy. Every day, it seems like the story is slightly changing. There's slightly more information. I watched some stuff this morning, and that seemed like it was even more information coming out that said some of the other information I saw prior was incorrect. So based off of what I see, it seems like they signed to the label, right? They were amongst 12 other trainees, and they're the ones that got picked. The person that picked them helped them write the first couple songs and then wasn't involved anymore. He removed himself from the situation for whatever reason. The label kind of does their thing. The first album doesn't do that well. The second album takes off due to TikTok for Cupid. We didn't react to that. I think you may have reacted to that.
I did. Mhm.
But all of us have heard the song is everywhere. They went with the English version. The English version of the song blew up. And then one of the members got hurt. I'm not sure of the girl members' names, the members of the names of the group. One of the girls got hurt, needed surgery. The rumors about other labels trying to poach them from the label started flying around. You know, they're saying the CEO was a really nice guy. He sold his car to help get the album off the ground and things of that nature. I know I'm kind of all over the place with the story. I'm just trying to let people know my understanding of what happened. The girls are saying that they want out of the deal because of the label leaking the surgery, but people are believing it's because they're greedy and they want money. Look, labels are always greedy at the end of the day. They always are going to extract everything they can from these individuals. Are they wrong for having the label and the CEO sell his car to get them off? Look, people always talk about business, right? In business, people make deals. I saw people saying, hey, he should just recast the group with 4 new members. I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm going to get to that in a second. But as far as the girls go, were they ungrateful? I'm pretty sure they worked just as hard as the CEO and everybody did to get things off the ground. I'm pretty sure the CEO didn't necessarily pay them a crap ton of money up front just because when you look at contracts, that's pretty much how they're written. The label's gonna say, I had to pay for your room and board, I had to pay to feed you, I had to pay for this, that, this, and that. Everything, all the money that was made, because everybody's looking at how many albums they sold, streams, and everything. All of that probably went to the CEO, and he probably wrapped up everything in a bow and extra, basically saying that this extra stuff, I also get to keep that as well. I'm pretty sure they didn't necessarily make a crap ton of money off of these records. I'm pretty sure the CEO made his car money back. Pretty sure he made above and beyond that. I'm pretty sure he's a great guy from everything I've written. Due to the fact that he's a great guy, I'm pretty sure it won't be hard for him to find new artists to sign to the label and to do this all over again. But the girls are getting a lot of hate. They're saying, oh, look at, one of them was wearing like a $2,000 hoodie or $8,000 hoodie in this video. Look, when you're a popping artist, labels give,
they don't get that.
They give you stuff to wear because you're popular. People, they want you. Don't think the CEO is buying them like Louis Vuitton sneakers. No, Louis Vuitton is sending that. They're like, yo, this group is popping. I want them seen in my stuff. Yeah. You know, I watched the videos and DJ Khaled was showing a wall of Jordans that don't come out for years that they just sent him because he was popular on TikTok. And they're like, you're going to wear these in the videos, right? You know what I mean? So
can I also add
go ahead.
You will find that even the biggest celebrities, like I just saw a video of Issa Rae. I don't know which jewelry like brand sent her, but she was wearing like something like $1 million worth of jewelry. I don't know if it was from Tiffany or Cartier, wherever. But also they have to give that back. So what you're seeing, wherever it's flashing off in like, you know, the music video, whatever, it could be a situation where they were like, thank you, baby girl, for wearing this for all of 2 hours of this music video. We will be taking this right back. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, okay, oh my goodness. She was wearing a $200 hoodie. Now what? You want them to look poor in the music video? Guess what? If they look, especially as visual heavy as K-pop, if they don't look like they're styling and profiling, you're not going to aspire to want to invest in them. You're not going to buy their albums. You're not going to go to their fan meets. You won't support them winning Inkigayo or M Countdown or whatever. They have to look like they've been popping from day.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, that just made me really annoyed.
No, that was good. Yeah. But, you know, like I said, I'm in favor of the girls. Using the excuse of the surgery thing to get out of the deal. I mean, it might be a crappy excuse. However, the labels use crappy excuses all day. Look at the information about NCT's contracts being extended for going on tour in America. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that makes absolutely no sense. The labels always get the long end of the stick, and the artists always get the short end of the stick. So, and the other thing I want to point out is people love music. They don't necessarily love the industry. You know, I see Jenny catching flack because she said she doesn't like being an idol. And then she even said something to clean it up right after, but everybody's like, oh, you need to leave Blackpink and stop being an idol for saying those. Bro, y'all tripping. And this is basically, I'm speaking to the netizens, right? Because they're the ones that are super crazy. Most of the people that listen to our podcast, I don't think they're netizens. But at the end of the day, the netizens are tripping. Recast the group with 4 new members. Do y'all care about members of groups? Like, I was talking to my wife about this earlier, right? I love Gio, right? Twice. My bias now. If we put Gio on, I mean, this might sound like it's not related, but it is. If we put Gio on Psycho, you know how the opening note is? Do you think it would sound right? Like, I love Gio, but Gio singing that opening note there, ooh,
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
If you put Sogi in to sing Talk That Talk, it won't sound right. Like, these members aren't as like interchangeable as people think they are. Like, some are, but some actually mean something. If you put 4 new girls in 50-50, Cupid's gonna sound like a totally different song. So do y'all like the groups, or do y'all, because people are like, only the names popping, nobody knows the members. Like, okay, so that's very dismissive.
So then how come they're on the Barbie soundtrack?
Oh, shout out.
Okay, yeah. So that's what the thing is. They're trying to. There is the members trying to get out, or the label trying to replace them?
So the members are trying to get out, but the netizens are basically saying, like, who cares about them anyway? They're stubborn, they're selfish, they're spoiled brats.
But they're the reasons why you like the songs.
Apparently to them, they're not. They like it because of the group 50-50. And it's just like, some of this stuff just sounds crazy to me when you read like some of the details of the story. And I was just like, look, I'm in favor of the girls. I'm sorry the CEO had to sell his car to get his label off the ground, but people have to make these decisions all the time to get something that they want. You know what I'm saying? Like when we rebuilt the studio, like we were in a negative. 1080p was just like, yeah, we keep ordering more shit, and we ain't got the money to pay for. I'm just saying, like people have to do stuff like that in business to get ahead. Right. I mean, it ended up paying off. However, it's like these are decisions that have to be made. I'm not gonna feel sorry for the CEO because he sold his car to pay for the song. He made that money back, y'all. Don't think he didn't, and don't end up hating the people that are making the music when the people that they're not the ones that are seeing the money for real, yo. They get their money way on the back end.
Is this a case of just like we didn't know we were going to be this successful? Now we don't need y'all. We can just replace y'all.
That's always the case.
Yeah. I don't know, not necessarily.
Isn't it netizens that are saying that, oh, just replace them? That hasn't necessarily come from like the record company's camp.
Correct. The CEO is trying to reconcile the whole situation and bring them back into the fold. However, the netizens are like, screw them. They just replace them and continue with the group.
And that's the problem with all the netizens, in my opinion. It's just the fact that you can deem something as expendable. Like you can just deem something as, they don't matter anyway. Like you consume the music, you buy it and everything like that, but I don't know. That's just so selfish to me.
Yeah.
I know I kind of got away from the topic.
Takes away their humanity. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying it also takes away their humanity. What do you mean that they're expendable? Oh, what do you mean that, anyone else can do it? Can they? Let's just see that emotion. Let's take some other 4 girls and just have them sing Cupid and see if it's the same. Because I don't know, man. This thing.
That's your average survival show, actually. When you can, and it don't sound right. Me and 1080p watched the Are You Next? It was 3 of the girls, and I think they did Psycho. They did Psycho from Red Velvet, and we kind of just looked at each other like, yeah, that ain't it. That ain't Psycho. I mean, it was something. It was crazy, but it wasn't Psycho.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it's also like when you watch like the end of year shows and you see like another collection. Maybe you'll see one group or you'll see different members of different groups do like, I don't know. I'm just giving an example. You'll see them do BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears, or you'll see them do EXO Love Shot. And you'll bear in mind, you're talking about other idols who are very great in their group, but when you see them come and do that song, it's like, this is nice. Thank you for the homage, but that still ain't it. You're watching and you're just like, we appreciate the effort that you're putting in.
Right.
And it's not to say that we're even like shading you, we're not, but it's like, it doesn't hit the same. So for someone to say, oh, we just cared about the name 50-50, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
How many times has Gal murdered somebody's record and made it sound like 10 times better? Like, he did Kill This Love.
Yeah.
With like a rock or with a rock vibe.
Yeah. But that's because he put his own identity to it. He didn't just try to mimic or like do a cover. Like he did it with his own flavor. So I think that's kind of different.
Somebody did an R&B version of Kill This Love on It's Love. Remember? And we were going crazy over it. It wasn't NMix. I can't remember who it was. But somebody took a song and turned it into like an R&B vibe. And we were just like, whoa.
Was it Kill This Love?
Was it?
I don't think it was.
Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't Kill This Love. But I think I do remember you talking about.
Ace did somebody's cover on It's Live, and they made it sound amazing.
You got me wanting to look.
But Ace know how to do a cover.
Yeah,
that group, they know how to do a cover. I will give it to them. I mean, I will just say this. Me personally, I'm always going to be on the side of the artist because it doesn't matter whether it's the Western music industry, because we've seen this. I mean, literally before we did this recording, it came up on my YouTube the video of how Left Eye was explaining how TLC had sold 10 million records and
broke.
had to declare bankruptcy.
Yeah.
It's happened to TLC. It's happened to Tony Braxton.
So many artists.
LL Cool J was not happy about his 10-album contract. We've just seen Megan Thee Stallion come out of hers, and I've read that Summer Walker's contract is a mess.
Similar, yeah.
Allegedly, I've just read.
No, wait, I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is.
Like, and we have. I'm trying not to get heated, but have we not just seen this year alone some of the biggest names in K-pop come out and say our contract is fucked?
Taeyeon apparently is going through something, and we just had EXO's they just like fixed that situation. We see the Luna situation.
Like the Luna situation was so public and so bad. I'm trying to think. Like you mentioned, we've seen that. And the funny thing with NCT is that NCT, according to Sumpy, that came up because people were like, hold on a second, we're talking a lot about Blackpink's contract, but didn't NCT and Blackpink debut around the same time? How come ain't nobody talking about NCT? And for SM to turn around and say, oh, it's because their renewal's next year. Just like, how does that work exactly? And the thing being, what did they say the reason was?
I think it said something about them touring in America or something like that. Yeah. So they had to extend.
Trying to think of, they tried to overseas activities.
Yeah,
I did hear from journalists who have been in this realm much longer than I have that the whole overseas thing is more common than we think. But I still think that that's bogus.
It is,
because if are the overseas activities not being done in the name of the group?
It's still under the contract. Like I would think.
Still under the contract. And let's just say we're talking about things like, because we know we've seen like more idols going to like fashion weeks and being invited to a lot more exclusive fashion events, blah, 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 blah. Let's just say that the overseas activities maybe probably include that. But does that still not help the profile of the group overall? Because let's just say, I don't know, Jaeyoung, who's like, he's now Prada's global ambassador. Let's just say he goes and he meets Zendaya at Milan Fashion Week, and that ends up with like the whole of NCT doing a cameo in Euphoria. Does that not help the group?
Right.
They say it's they classify it as a break. Like, oh, they just took a break. Like, what? No.
I just feel like to me, it sounds like that particular company have found a loophole into keeping the 10-year contracts that they used to have instead of it being 7 years, the way it's meant to be. But it's like artists always get the short end of the stick. They are not getting anywhere near as much money as we think that they're getting. It's why I always say with my friends, I would love to be a fly on the wall when it comes to these like contract negotiations. I would love to know what Mamamoo, what 17, what BTS renegotiated. Because I was like, I would love to know what your contract looked like when you started versus what you look like now, especially if you're coming from like a label that isn't the SMs and the JYPs that already had the money, where maybe you were the first or second group that really had to build the label into what it is now.
Right.
I would love to know those contracts. So my inclination is that if these girls want to jump ship, there's probably a reason why. It's kind of like with Meg Thee Stallion. She thought her contract was fine until she did her management deal with Rock Nation. They were like, do you know how messed up your contract is? Do you know that you should actually be getting this, and the third?
Yeah.
Like they probably, and you also have to remember that most of these idols sign these contracts when they are teenagers.
Young.
When they are children. And we have seen grown adults sign contracts because they don't understand. I did law, so I know how this works. And so a lot of the language in law is actually there to trip you up. It's meant to be so that the lay person doesn't understand it. And therefore, you will need a lawyer to break it down for you. Otherwise, you're wasting money. So if you put a piece of paper in front of a 13-year-old and say, I can make your dreams come true. I can put you in a group that will make you be like the next Girls' Generation or the next Blackpink. You will sign whatever is in front of you. Don't let it be a situation where your background isn't great and you want to do this to help your family. How many idols, like from IU to Hoshi, have spoken about they use their money to get their parents out of debt?
Right. I remember reading that Gio said that because she had been promised like to be in 2 or 3 groups in JYP and they fell apart. And like right before Twice came about, she was actually about to quit because she was just like, my family needs me to work. Like my family is struggling. I need to get money. And then the Twice thing just so happened to pop off right before she quit. And that's crazy.
I think S Scoops from 17, he was meant to be a newest.
Really?
Yeah. He was in Plettus for like 6 years. I think he was meant, I'm not sure of any of the other members, but he was definitely meant to. Dino wasn't originally meant to be in 17. He was meant to be in a group that came after 17 that I don't think ever happened.
Wow. Didn't know that.
So, look, I'm sure more information will come to light and so on and so forth. But just when we look at the nature of the industry that we are talking about, when we've seen groups from the Rose be like, they're saying, hey, they left their company because their original claim was, you haven't paid us since debut. And we've seen, I wish I could remember the name of that very famous singer. I don't know if he's a trot singer in South Korea, but I remember he said something about like, he hadn't been paid in like 10 years. You're just not going to get me, of all people, to be like, no, I'm on the side of the CEO. I'm like, okay, sir, you sold your car. And so do you think that you're the first person to do that?
Not even a little bit.
You're not. You're meant to invest in your business. And you are the person who's going to reap the most reward out of this group. So I hear it if he's a very nice man. I'm hoping for what's best for the girls. And I'll leave it at that. And also, if you leaked this person's medical history or whatever they were going through medically, then shame on you.
All right. You got it.
No, I agree. I mean, you guys have been spitting facts. I'm sorry, but yeah, I mean, I'm like you are. I'm on the side of the artist as well, so I agree 100%.
Yeah, and just in case somebody comes in the comments like, y'all don't understand the situation. Look,
of course we don't. We're not there.
Yeah, definitely not there. But I'm basing my assumption on how, as everybody else refers to us, is the Western music scene.
Yep.
You've seen it in R&B, you've seen it in hip hop, you've seen it in blues
and
rock.
K-pop.
Yeah,
it's like it's nothing new. All the artists always get screwed over
every time.
You know what I mean?
Taylor Swift.
There you go. Scooter Braun is one of the most hated people in the world. Just look at, and he didn't just do it to Taylor Swift. If you look at Scooter Braun's history, look at how he screwed over everybody.
Yeah.
He didn't even let Taylor Swift get a chance to bid on her music. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson bought the Beatles catalog while Paul McCartney was there bidding on it.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like, Paul McCartney brought Michael Jackson with him there, and Michael Jackson outbid him for his own catalog.
Oh, no.
Yes. Like, this is the industry we're talking about here. And, like, think about that for a second. That means Paul McCartney didn't own the music that he wrote from the jump. He couldn't even buy it until he had enough money to buy it.
And also, the thing that maybe some people don't understand, and I don't even want to say kids because maybe there's some grown adults who don't understand it. That means that, okay, we take Taylor Swift, for example. The reason why she's re-recording her same songs is because that means that she has to ask Scooter Braun for permission to play her own stuff, the music that she wrote down. And if
So
that is happening to the biggest artist in the West, what the fuck do you think is happening over there in South Korea? Did we not just see Baekhyun, the highest selling SM artist, being like, these people have not paid me my advance?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I say once again, if this is happening to EXO, you think that 50-50 from some label that we ain't even heard of
You're right. Exactly. Selling
can't be screwed over? Don't act like you've heard of this company before them.
Right.
Had to look it up.
Yeah, Cisco, because somebody on Twitter asked Cisco, like, you just re-released the Thong song. It doesn't sound better than the original. Cisco's like, look, unfortunately, I had to re-record it because y'all guys don't know I don't get any money from the original song anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I wrote that song.
Imagine.
So he's like, it's literally the biggest record I ever wrote. I had to re-record it. I had to have the instrumental replayed.
Didn't
Right.
Ashanti just do that too?
Ashanti's
had to
doing
do
it
it.
with her
She
whole
did.
catalog.
Yeah.
She's doing it with her whole catalog because Irv Gotti owns it.
Yeah.
Even think about that for a second. Ashanti and Irv Gotti wrote these songs together. However, Ashanti doesn't own any of it. Irv Gotti owns 100% of it, and he decided he wanted to make money, so he sold half of it to somebody else for a $300 million advance to start another company.
Oh.
So Ashanti's just like, can I buy my portion?
Like,
Irv Gotti said,
you're welcome.
Matter of fact, on the Drink Champs episode
Yeah.
that Irv Gotti was on, Irv Gotti was drunk. Ja Rule, Irv Gotti's partner, said, hey, Irv, can I buy my portion of the catalog that you own of my stuff? And
Yeah.
Irv Gotti said, no.
Oh my God.
On the podcast. Making Ja, you saw, I mean, he
Yes.
made Ja Rule
Yeah.
look like a chump. Like,
That's crazy.
bro, Ja Rule wrote all of these songs.
Yeah.
It's on record that Irv Gotti's name is on there as a producer and didn't produce anything. Little Rob and Seven Aurelius produced everything. And Irv, since he owned the label, he wrote in those contracts when they signed up that I own all of this stuff. I own all of these masters.
So on the
Ja
little details.
asked
Yeah.
politely, can I purchase my stuff from you because it's worth a lot of money? And Irv Gotti said no.
No.
How can you
On
say
the
that person's your
podcast.
friend?
Right. And they still do business together, mind you.
Yeah.
And you guys don't think that that's what's happening in K-pop right now?
That is super what's
We'll
It's
hear
our
about
very
it in
day.
a couple years when like Twice and BTS.
Oh, there's
and
going
all
to be
of
some
these
skeletons
groups-
coming out.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, there's going to be some. Yeah.
This is
I can't
this is
wait.
early. No, I can't.
We'll be looked at as the bad guys for talking about this.
Yeah.
But we've been seeing this our whole lives.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, on that side, it's like, oh my gosh. On this side, it's
And then we
like,
going to be like, hey, we told y'all. Like, you know.
hey.
Listen, when I tell you, one of my things when I was younger used to be watching music documentaries where all
Right.
of these guys used to talk about this. And like, we're probably naming more examples of Black people, but I remember watching like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh, they
like,
got it bad too.
Yes.
Backstreet Boys,
Whew.
Mhm.
the way they feel about their own age.
Good
Yeah.
God.
Mhm.
That story is wild.
And the thing is, though, it's not even just like things have been coming up in K-pop, and I don't even know if people are paying attention. Have people forgotten how one of Blackpink's managers screwed Lisa out of money when she was trying to buy a house in South Korea? Took all her money.
Wow.
And I remember Sunpi took like that. YG put out statements and they said that they settled it in house. I was like, that person needs to be in jail. I don't want to hear nothing about this. And you took Lisa's money, and I felt so bad for her because I was thinking she probably leaned on this person because she's known them forever. They're part of
Yep.
the company. She is a Thai citizen still. She's not
Yeah.
South Korean. So this person was probably coming at her saying, I can help you navigate the real estate market here, so on and so forth. And you take Lisa's money? Nah, burn to the ground, please.
It sound like the Rihanna situation
Which one?
where Rihanna's manager had took all her
Oh,
money.
It
yeah.
was her accountant.
Oh,
that's
okay,
what,
there
that's
you
what
go.
Golly.
bitch better have my money.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what that song's about.
Yep.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
When she was saying that line of like, I've got your wife in the backseat of my foreign car. Rihanna was murderous in that song. In fact, doesn't she kill that woman in the music video?
Yes,
Oh,
she does.
Wait till these K-pop records come out.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
They gonna be dark.
Oh,
Oh boy.
You know who's gonna be the first person to write it?
Who?
Jungkook.
I can see that now.
I actually thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be Sugar. I thought it was gonna be
It's bottled up. I see it. It's bottled up.
I only said Jungkook because I felt like his name leads into the next topic. I was trying to do a segue.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Good job.
I
was trying to segue into the next topic.
I see what you. I ruined it. I'm sorry.
I was thinking the same thing.
On to sex. Sex is hot. I mean, it's a hot topic. Sorry, Jesus. Yeah, so from Cookie to EXO to Twice, all these idols out here talking about it in their music, right? Netizens' reactions to this may they seem to differ depending on who's making the music, though. So, what are y'all thoughts on this topic in K-pop, and what about their provocative dances?
I want to first point out and just say that I feel like they don't have a problem with it. They just want to blame it on the Western.
Okay.
And that's my issue. I don't think it's a problem. It's just that their K-pop acts are becoming too Western, and they don't like that. That's just how I personally take it. I mean, because I don't know. I feel like there's just an issue with K-pop acts being a little bit more unlike their, themselves. So I don't really think that's the issue. It's just the fact that they're becoming too Western-like.
I think it's only a problem when the female idols do it. But go ahead, Natasha.
No, we were talking about that a couple weeks ago. We were talking about that.
Let me crack my knuckles because I have been ready for this subject.
Oh man,
I can't actually crack my knuckles, but I'm doing it metaphorically. I have been ready because let me preference this by saying I have been begging my faves to push into that grown. Because I'm like, I don't like the perception. I don't like the lies. Y'all, in fact, getting on my nerves, especially the male idols. Let me pull my mic closer in case anyone mishears me. This thing that, we want our faves to be family friendly. And we're just like, oh my gosh, the only people that I am in love with is my fans. And they love me and I love them. And that is all I need. Shut up. Shut up. First of all, men will be men. Sorry, guys. But men will be men without money. But you're telling me that you are dealing with guys who are rich, famous, have a majority female fan base, and you constantly tell them that they are the best looking thing on the planet. Let's not pretend that they are not out here breaking backs. Yes, they are. And
cream soda everywhere.
And since we know that you are, I would like to at least hear about it in song. You want to make R&B, then you better make that good R&B. Next, to the netizens who are saying that, oh my God, they are becoming so Western. This is my research because I was like, let me take my time. I would like to remind the congregation that this whole thing about, K-pop is so PG, like it's for the children. Incorrect. Let me introduce you to first and second gen K-pop because those guys did not hold back anything. Let me pull up the articles, but because they are whole articles written about the most popular two sexual K-pop MVs out there, and they are predominantly first and second gen. I will come up with some examples. We have
facts, y'all.
no, because I said we have research that needs to be done. Let's start with Big Bang, Baby.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
Listen, 2 p.m. are actually known. They are famous for the fact that they were a K-pop group that was on that grown from Jump. So we're not even just talking about 1, 2 p.m. video. We're talking about several. I am going to find another one. Ivy, Touch Me. We have Stella. Mariette. I can't pronounce that properly. I know I'm going to pull it because I have this whole list ready. Okay. We have Stella Vibrato. I'm bringing up more. And please, people, if you would like the articles that I'm reading from, I am happy to reference them. We have Kiana Ice Cream. Kiana's whole brand. Kiana's whole brand is that I am so sexy, it will piss you off.
Yes, it is.
Bubble pop.
Okay. EXID, up and down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brown Eyed Girl, Warm Hole.
Oh, yes.
I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Warm hole.
EXID, what was it? Hot Pink. K-pop used to be like this. Don't blame this on the West whatsoever. First and second gen were about it. Even if you want to go back to BTS's early days, now may not have always been talking about sex, but BTS used to swear up a storm pre-debut and debut. This whole thing where they decided to be like the pop boys, keep it low, was in the middle. But let me tell you something, how Min Yoon-gi, when August D came out, decided he will tell you to fuck everything and your mother.
Yeah, he did.
Because he wasn't having it. I believe on one of the ciphers, Yoongi said, I like to say their real names. I don't like doing stage names. We'll say Sugar. On one of the ciphers, he said, and I quote, again, into the mic, "It doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman, you will come on my tongue." That was too,
Wait, I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either, but hey.
Oh, would you like me to bring up which cipher it is?
Please.
I want to know. I gotta go back.
We heard them all.
Yeah, Natasha got all the receipts.
He must have been rapping way too fast for me to catch that even the translation, you know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
you weren't looking at the English lyrics.
I mean, he wasn't lying. They weren't lying about the war of the hormones, were they?
Wow.
No, they had a song War of Hormones.
Yeah. Dang. That's crazy.
All right.
Shit, getting educated everywhere.
Right?
You know?
Oh, yes. It's cipher part 3.
Really?
Oh, we checked that
That's
one
my
out,
favorite
too.
one.
We checked out all the ciphers.
So I say all this to say, if you guys are getting your panties in a twist because John Cook said that he will fuck you all 7 days of the week, or if you decide that you are going to, put your head in the sand like an ostrich because you just believe that EXO are talking about a soda drink when it comes to cream soda, I would
He
like...
said that. I completely missed that lyric. You said ostrich head?
No, that's not the lyrics.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. I was like, yo.
That'd be some crazy style head right there.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Yo, ostrich head? I think you misunderstood when it's
I did. Thank you. This is like ruining everything. I'm like, what have I been listening to?
She pulled her mic closer so you could understand it. And you still misunderstood.
This is too much, y'all.
Okay,
This is why everybody's scared.
Okay, so the thing is that the innuendo in Cypher, like I think in Cypher Part 3, it means like I'll take you to Hong Kong, which basically means I'm gonna make you have an orgasm. So you may not have like what the like. Here's the thing: everyone on that side understood the reference. We probably had to be like, let's Google what that means, but that's essentially what it means.
Okay, gotcha.
So. I'm saying this, or if you look at Twice's, is it Moonlight Sunrise?
Yeah.
Listen,
I know it's 4:00 right now.
Our faves are not children. They're not children. Mm-hmm. They are adults, and they are doing what people their age should be doing, which is dating and having fun. Now, my thing that I would like to say is for the people who do enjoy the grown. The same way that you should be able to enjoy it is the same way you should accept the fact that they are dating. Because I also want to make it clear, they ain't talking about you. When they are talking these things, they are not envisioning their fans.
No.
I
highly doubt any of the female idols are doing fans, but the male idols definitely maybe. But they probably ain't making no songs about it.
You think Chen was screaming on that album for fans? No.
And this is the thing. We talked about this on my podcast about the people who think that, you know, EXO are not talking about it. I was like, Chen is a father of two.
Shut up.
Come on.
Chen is a father of two. One of those children was conceived while he was enlisted.
Mhm.
So I never had any doubt in my head that EXO, who have been dominating the scene since debut, were getting it in. But the proof of some of the getting it in is literally in existence and calls him dad.
Right.
Someone is calling him Appa.
Like, this is a lie.
Sorry. So
It's like hearing about your teachers. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, like, you get it. They grow. Well, come on, you know. Just
Nah, bang bang.
No.
Nah,
No.
man.
I need people to keep. I love the fact that the idols are on this, and I'm like, more the fact that 17 have an entire album called "Fuck My Life." Yes, because this life is fucked. Have you seen the cost of living?
Inflation.
The price of petrol. I am so exhausted. So yes, I'm just like, let them talk about getting it in, but that's the only thing I will say. If you're someone who enjoys hearing them getting it in, you should have no problem hearing that they are dating. That is something that deeply, deeply bothers me. How idols, and even if they do admit that they're dating, it comes as an apology. Why are you apologizing for being in love?
Right.
Why has there been a system created that the most basic human function, which is the need for companionship, has been something that has almost been criminalized against them? I hate that.
And they have to do it in secret. They can't be in public and all this other stuff because it's going to hurt the brand. Like, what?
Hurt them. Like, I was hearing netizens say that Chen wearing his wedding ring was shameless.
Oh my God.
And I said this on my podcast, and I said this to my friends. I was like, do you know what I would have done if I was Chen's wife? I would have stuck that wedding finger on my middle finger, tagged it on Instagram, and the caption would be shameless. You better pray that I never end up being some idol's wife. Y'all will hate me.
So how do you feel about female idols and water bomb?
Did you see that controversy at all?
No, I did not. That must have passed me by. What happened?
So apparently, I believe her name is Unbi. Is one. She was at Waterbomb. She was wearing a bikini top and what I would look at as a white dress shirt. Yeah. But once the white dress shirt is wet, it's basically nothing.
It's see-through.
Right.
It's a sheer shirt.
Right.
That's what it was.
So basically, they said she was dressed inappropriately for Waterbomb. Some of the netizens.
See, that's the same reaction I did.
So some people were like, well, what about Jessie? Jessie did Waterbomb last year in a bra. And they were like, well, Jessie's bra was more like a sports bra-ish and it supported her breasts more. Unbi's basically allowed too much jiggle. And she should have dressed more like Aespa did because Aespa basically wore regular clothes, and got wet. And it should have been more appropriate.
Hwasa wore a bikini. And I remember her outfit. She was wearing a yellow bikini with denim shorts. Stop telling women what to do. And that's the end. Stop telling women what to do.
Yeah, I'm pro women wearing whatever the hell they want to do. as long as they're
age appropriate,
right?
I don't expect to see new jeans there.
Right, exactly.
Right,
exactly. So I mean, because you could say the same. Basically, everything she said, you could say in reverse about Cookie, right? I mean, it's obvious what the writers thought. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hani and Danielle, knowing as much English as they did, they understood those lyrics 100%.
No, not at all.
Yeah, because the album's a song's about a record, right?
Yes, it's a burnt CD.
But anyway, I love Natasha's angle with all of that.
Yeah,
that's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I wanted to point out is one of the most common girl groups covers is Coming of Age Ceremony, right? What's the name of the Park Ji-yoon? What Sung
I remember
Shook
Jungkook
coming of
did
age
it.
ceremony. Twice did it. And it's like a super sexy choreography. And you gotta remember, like, they had Twice do this when some of the members weren't even adults yet. And they still did it. And it's just like, it's kind of like a taboo thing. However, they want the idols to do it.
Yeah.
But yet they don't want the idols to do certain things. And it seems like, Hwasa getting hit with the lawsuit. Like, we brought up Hwasa so many times on this podcast. Because she just seems to be one of the targets.
Yeah, she's a fighter.
She gives zero fucks about what anybody got to say. And I love it because she's doing her. She's doing what makes herself happy. Like, okay, she patted herself at the show. Like, she licked her finger and patted herself.
She was at a concert with grown adults.
Yes, she was.
Thank you. She wasn't at a primary school.
Right. Like Sexy Red performing at a high school, Pound Town at a high school. Like,
I mean, that was negated false. That was an old picture. Yeah, that wasn't current.
What?
That wasn't a current photo. That photo you talking about that went around?
Yeah, that was real.
Of who?
Sexy. It's her
No,
name,
there was
Sexy
a
Red.
video.
No, there
No,
wasn't.
she wasn't performing.
She wasn't performing.
No.
No, but she wasn't performing. She didn't do Pound Town at the school.
No, she didn't.
Are you sure? Because that video looked real.
No, I think she wasn't it. I just listened to this on the read. She went to like a school in like her area or something, and they played it as she came in, but she didn't perform it. She literally said something about she was there to give the guys money for prom and the girls bundles.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I just know the video I saw. It looked like she came in there and performed it. And it was just like
maybe I've seen different.
This ain't a song you should be playing at a high school at all. If you ask me,
that's another conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation. But like when it comes to people like Hwasa and apparently Unbi and stuff like that, like Natasha said it. They're all grown. I don't expect Hein from New Jeans to be showing up at Water Bomb. And even if she did, that is what the type of event is. Maybe they should not allow her at the event because she's 16 years old. You know what I mean?
I think everyone knows what time it is when it comes to Water Bomb because y'all had no issue when Kai was there last year.
Right. When the guys are sitting there, like, because Hwasa actually did that. So apparently with the lawsuit she got, she submitted back a video of a guy that performed and he was humping the floor at the same school she went to and did that. She was just like, do y'all have a problem with this? And the guy, like, I showed 1080p the video. The guy's just sitting there humping the ground, like air humping the ground, like super aggressive, and the crowd's going crazy.
Technique.
And it's just like
burpees.
he was showing his bad technique, and Hwasa was basically like, do you guys have a problem with this? Did you guys submit a lawsuit to this guy? You know what I mean?
No, because the problem is women shouldn't be allowed to like sex. Sex is there for men only. God forbid you show that you are an active participant who enjoys it.
Right.
So
to me, it always seems like, like I saw positive comments when Moonlight Sunrise came out. I saw negative comments. Like people were like in denial that this is what Twice was talking about in the song. Like, yeah, people are making a misconceptions of the song. People had issues with like Jenny acting in the show and doing the sexy dances.
You mentioned Twice, right? Did anybody have a problem with Momo on the stripper pole?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Because I ain't seen no issues with that yet.
That's a sport.
I didn't hear that.
It's a sport.
It is a sport.
I mean,
However, I did hear negative comments when Solar had posted a video of her practicing dancing on a pole. Like I remember seeing that on website.
But Solar was doing that in like 2018.
Right. She's been doing it for a while now.
Solar did that at Mama.
Oh,
really?
Oh, that's different.
I mean, but Mama Moo in general, is like ahead of the curve with that stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I have always loved Mama Moo from day, because they just came and they were like, because that was the same performance where people had huge issues with Hwasa's leotard. Maybe Solar's like stripper pole even got bypassed because they couldn't take the fact that Hwasa was wearing that red leotard. Like she got so much flack for that.
But like, matter of fact, we just saw a video. So they were talking about, remember Jackson Wang's famous face expression when Hwasa came out with JYP and he's just sitting there like.
But my thing is,
there was a video of Chin at something where that was Chin, right? 1080p.
I think so.
It was Chin at something recent that EXO was at that Hwasa
No,
performed that.
it was Dio.
Yeah,
it
was Dio.
It was because
It was Dio,
face.
and Dio was just like, "Oh my god!" Looking at Hwasa like, "Shit, that's a bad motherfucker." And I feel like that's what the hate really comes from.
But
Like,
Yeah.
is it the male
Because those
netizens that are mad, or is it the female netizens?
There was oh gosh, there was a camera from Mama, that same one where Jackson was like, "Oh my gosh." There was a camera on BTS, and it's the bit where Hwasa referenced her ass, and like V from BTS blatantly goes, "Whoo, damn!" Like, yeah, and I was like, "It's nothing about that. It is. She's a bad
Natural.
bitch, and you can't take it."
Right.
so they're not mad at idols like Hwasa. They're mad because their idols, who is theirs, is looking at them.
No, I think they're still mad at Hwasa. I think
Oh no, yeah, they're definitely mad at her.
Okay.
no,
They're
the
always
thing
mad at
is
her.
though, to me it just blows my mind, and I know this just doesn't just happen in K-pop. This happens universally. It's about people want women to be sexy, but they want women to be sexy on the terms that they set out for them. So
And
for
that's the
me,
problem.
I always find, like, have you guys ever watched Knowing Brothers?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. So I find it so weird how the girls are meant to come in these short skirts and like this school uniform, right? And I've noticed that this doesn't apply to when like the actresses come on, especially if they're older. Like I remember when the cast of Sky Castle came on, those women were there in like they were in the whole school uniform thing, but they were in trousers or pants, as you guys call them. No, but the young girls, the pretty girls, they're meant to be in the short skirt. But I'm like, okay, but then you make them sit with a blanket. And then when they perform, you need to put them in tracksuits. So my thing is, well, why don't you just have them come in an outfit that's more practical from the beginning?
right.
Because you know that they're there to perform. And clearly you would deem it inappropriate for us to see whatever's going on underneath there. So I'm just like, well, why didn't you provide them with longer skirts? Oh no, because that's not satisfying for you. You want to see it, but you want to see it on your terms. But if you have an idol who turns up to Water Bomb and God forbid she has a little bit more breast than you deem appropriate, then it's like, oh, but why? You know what? She shouldn't have done that. She should have worn the kind of bra that I think is more appropriate. Then why do we have Water Bomb in the first place?
Right.
Good point.
And why is it okay for the
are we
guys
not
to
all-
come out there shirtless at Water Bomb and everything like that?
Yeah, so it's like, we all know what time it is when it's time for Water Bomb. We all know what idols we want to show up to Water Bomb. We don't want the children there, obviously. But if they're going to be there, don't now start having a school list, this list of regulations as to what they should be wearing that you deem appropriate. One woman's body is not going to be the same as another. If she has jiggle, so what? Be thankful that she decided to jiggle for you.
Put that on a shirt.
Appreciate it.
Put that on a shirt.
And it's not like they don't have their phones out recording it.
Yeah, definitely recording.
Say thank you.
Bang bang.
Wait, look, I'm from a whole different region, so my perspective is different, When I see K-pop going in that direction, all I say is be careful. You know what I mean? It's real out here, Share your life and all this stuff. That's why I'm like, I get a little funny about it because I'm like, do y'all know where y'all going? Are you guys wearing your seatbelts?
I think they know exactly where they're going because they saw their sunbays do it before them.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was completely new, then absolutely I'll hear where you're coming from. But the thing is, though, it's not like they didn't see their predecessors do it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it. Every time we've done Throwback Thursdays and something's like extra sexy, we're like, man, well, at least I've been like, yeah, they should kind of bring that back a little bit. Maybe, maybe not necessarily is because it definitely, like when you watch the old Sistar stuff, Gain, we've seen some stuff where it's just like, yo, this is what K-pop was on?
Yes, right.
Right?
But now that it's coming forward more, it's a problem.
It is a problem.
Nah, not when Cookie do it, though. And that's my thing, because it's like, I love the fact that Cookie did it because I feel like it's going to shut people up about other people doing it. We saw homeboy from AB6 impregnating the water.
He did.
That's what he did.
Like Ace,
Kids
when we did that
everywhere.
reaction, we was tripping because we was just like, my man is going in.
He was going in.
I haven't seen this. Someone
It's
send
called
the video to me.
It's called. I'll send it to you right now. It's called Moon Dance.
Thank you.
Bro, he was, I'm talking about, he was doing one legs. He was doing all types of humping on the floor. We was just like, yo.
Yeah.
Kids
And
was all
that-
up in that water.
All up in the water.
They was all up in the water.
Swimming.
That's
Blood
probably
of
where Cookie got the idea of coming up out of the
No.
casket.
Blood of Jesus.
Yes.
It was heavy. It was definitely heavy.
I just feel like even with BTS fans, I mean, I know that he doesn't like talk about, he has said that he has regrets, but I would like to refer new BTS fans to RM's Expensive Girl. And just know that young BTS, we're also talking about fucking.
That's a great segue into the next topic. Unless somebody had anything to add.
We fucking in the next subject? What are we talking about here? How is that a segue? Okay, whatever. Oh, God. Okay, so the last 6 months are behind us, okay? We have abundance of great music thus far. So I need everybody to give me, or us, everyone, their dirty dozen of the top 12 songs from January to June based on your own criteria. Who would like to go first? Who looks the most stressed?
Oh, well,
Natasha
looks
does look
she
stressed.
was
I see the
messaging
finger
me.
waving.
She was messaging me really angry about the task at hand.
Do you need a moment? Because I
No,
can go
my
first.
list is ready.
Okay.
Let's go.
I am prepared. I would just like to say that I am very upset because when I tell you that the industry dropped pure fire in July, and the fact that you guys will not let
In
me
July,
include
too.
it, I am
Golly.
seething. I am so upset. When I tell you I was ready to put cream soda and super
Top of the
shy,
list.
and Dame was like, no. I was like, what do you mean?
January to June.
I can't add 7 by Jungkook. You people are cruel. Okay, so my list is ready, and I even took the time to put it in, like, it's not like any order. I've ranked it.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, no, I came prepared. I did my due diligence. Okay, so honorable mentions. They didn't make the list, but honorable mentions: Promise 9 Attitude and TXT Happy Falls featuring Coil Ray. Okay. At number 12, I have Jackson Wang featuring Sierra Slow.
Nice.
11, I have 80s Bouncy. At 10, I have EXO Hear Me Out. And before anyone says anything to me about it, that's just I
it's June.
Googled.
It's June.
It came out June 30th. It came out the last day before the threshold, and I was like, EXO will make my list. So I don't know why I'm shouting. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. At number 9, I have New Jeans, OMG. At number 8, I have Blue Soon, Fighting. Do I need to give my criteria?
If you want to, you sure can.
Okay, I just think that these are the best.
Okay. There you
Amen.
There you go.
Good stuff.
There it is.
At number 7, this is where it got really, really difficult for me. So I had to reference my Spotify on repeat just to make sure that the things I was saying were balancing up with my streams.
Noted.
So coming in at number 7, Kai, Rover.
Shout out.
At number 6, I have Taeyang featuring Lisa of Black Pete. Shoo. Incredible. Incredible song. Incredible dancing. I'm so happy that Lisa got an opportunity to show what she can do.
Yes.
At number 5, I have Le Seraphim, and I struggle to pronounce this. Eve,
I'm a mess.
Sinkan,
I'm a mess.
yes,
I'm a mess.
and the Bluebeard wife.
Yes.
There you go.
Just for official titles, Okay. I really struggled. This is where it gets really tricky, guys. Okay. Coming in at number 4. And I had forgotten this. Had I forgotten? No, I didn't. Because it is probably triple platinum in my car.
Okay.
17's Performance Unit. I don't understand, but I love you. Have you guys listened to it?
I have not.
Yes.
I have not heard that song.
Well, let me. 17 just performed it at their concert, so there's probably a clip on YouTube. I suggest that you watch it and get life and be made new. Okay. Number 3. You might be shocked at this coming from me. Twice Set Me Free.
Okay.
That song has me in a headlock.
There you go.
17 at number 2, because those are the loves in my life. And I think that Super is contender for Song of the Year.
Super.
But coming in at number 1, and it's not even a contest, really. NCT Do Jae-jung, Perfume.
Okay.
Perfume is outstanding.
Yeah.
Good.
Outstanding, flawless R&B. Do Young should be sued for his vocal work.
He did kill it. He did kill it on the
And
whole album.
that is my list. I have been stressed about this for days.
It's tough.
For days.
It is tough.
Great list. Great list.
Thank you. I really did my best. I did. I'm so proud, but I did my best.
Well, I'll go next. I did mine I did mine in order of release. I couldn't bear. I didn't want to put myself to stress of ranking, so
Makes it a lot
bless you for ranking yours, okay? Because I couldn't do it. So I'm starting from January all the way up to June. So at first I got New Jeans, OMG. Next up is TXT Sugar Rush Ride. I love that record to death.
Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush.
NCT 127 AO.
Hey, yo.
Twice Set Me Free. And then I have Jimin Set Me Free Part 2. That has gotten ridiculous amount of airplay from me, I just have to say. Mix Love Me Like This. NCT Do Jae-jung, I love Perfume, but Dive is something else.
Dive is incredible.
So I have Dive on mine.
Nice.
Dive is just,
the only reason I didn't do Dive is because when I tell you on my Spotify on repeat, Perfume's number 1.
okay. Fair. Next up, I got Shung as well with Taeyang and Lisa. Next up, In Hypin', Bite Me.
Oh.
Oh my God. Like, come on. Oh man, it's such a great song.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If I had a top 3 of right along with Jimin, it would be Ju Honey Freedom. Phenomenal record.
Yeah.
Phenomenal record. I love it to death. Dreamcatcher, Bon Voyage. One of my favorites. And I had to include Shiny on the list because it was in. It wasn't a threshold.
Of course you were.
But
it was a good one.
But it wasn't none of the singles. Insomnia. It's just one. It's quickly skyrocketed to like one of my top 5 Shiny songs. I mean, when we first heard it, I was just like, "Goodness, this song." So yeah, that's my 12.
1080p.
What?
Go ahead. I mean, I've been messing with you about getting yours together.
Oh, you did it? Hey, let's go.
He likes to stress me out. He likes to stress me out.
You didn't do 5 lists this time, did you?
No, God, no. That was too much. It took a lot to make it down to 12.
It's a lot.
Okay, I didn't put it in anybody's order. I'm OCD, so I put it in alphabetical order.
Okay, that's cool.
That's so cool.
And then I have several songs by the same group because I don't like diversity apparently.
Did you see how many 17 songs made my list?
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. My top 12 is Kai Rover,
Shout out.
La Seraphim. I'm a mess because I'm not saying that. New Jeans, Ditto, and OMG.
Ooh. Is that 3 and 4? Or do they count as one?
No, that counts as two because it's 2 songs.
Okay.
And then number 5, NMIXX, Love Me Like This. 6 and 7 are Taeyang for Vibe and Shun.
Yeah.
8 and 9 is Twice, Set Me Free and Moonlight, Sunrise. And then 10 through 12 is XG, Shooting Star, Girl Gang, and Left Right. It's terrible. I have no diversity.
That looks like diversity to me.
Yeah.
It's diverse.
Good.
Diverse enough, I guess.
Bang, you look ready?
Yeah, I'll jump into it. I didn't have time to get the flesh it out, but this is my, I would say a soft. I hear echo. But I got like my soft listed. So
Soft.
so I'll start with number 12. But I got Card Icky.
Yes.
I don't know why that.
No.
That's
That's an honorable mention.
Let's go.
Yeah, that one slaps for me.
Hard.
Dreamcatcher, Bon Voyage. I thought that was really good. Had to be on the list. XG Shooting Star. For whatever reason. Got NMIXX, Love Me Like That.
Yes.
I don't know, man. It does something to my shoulders. I don't know
Yeah.
why. But Stray Kids, S-Class. Big fan. I got Shiny Heart. That song go hard, man. big fan. Espa, Spicy.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's hard.
It's a
I got
sneaky
stomach
one.
issues. I've been working on it though, so I understand the spice is a little bit better now. We got in hyphen Bite Me, because that song is just good. So sorry. I'm just a fan of that one. Le Seraphim, Unforgiven. Like that one. That was a bop. NCT 127, Ayo. Love that song. Twice Set Me Free. I can't get that song out of my head. I try to show other people, they wasn't feeling it, but it's all good though.
They didn't get the vision.
And then my last one, make sure I get it right. I think it's because I have it on my list in Korean, but go back. What's my list? I lost my list. So it's 17. Is it Power? I think I remember. Super. That's my number 1, man. Love that joint.
Things I love to hear. As a new carrot, as a baby carrot, things I love to
Baby
hear.
carrot.
I'm a baby carrot.
Shout out.
As far as my list goes, it's kind of like a mix between 1080p and Ace's list. At first I did the criteria where I was going to do 2 songs a month, but if I did that, my list would have been really close to what 1080p just said. Just because there would have been multiples of the same group. Yeah, I know me. I don't like to do multiples. I like to try to give everybody some shine by having at least 12 different people. So first up, this is kind of like a little dark horse. A lot of people might not be banging with this song, but I really love this song. It's Taeyang. He has a song called 444 File Not Found on his album.
Fire.
Absolutely crazy.
Yes.
Love that record. No matter how many times I tried to take it off this list, it just kept getting back on. By the way, it's only took me like 10 minutes to put together because it wasn't that difficult at all
Really?
to me.
Really?
Bite Me by Hyphen.
Good for you.
Nice segue. Huh.
Yeah, I just think it was to me these are the songs. Like, yeah, Bite Me and Hyphen. I got that in there. I got S-Class by Stray Kids. I think that song is phenomenal. Bouncy by ATEEZ. To me, the best evolving group in K-pop. They just do different things so well. NCT 127, Ayo, you get them joints on the list. They gotta be. He gotta be there somewhere.
Yeah.
And NCT slayed that record. Le Seraphim, Eve, Psych, and the Bluebeard's Wife. That song is just phenomenal. Go ahead, do the leg dance and break a leg. NMIXX, Love Me Like This. Love it. Great dancing song. Jimin, Set Me Free Part 2. That song is on a list just from him just doing the hey right before the beat drops. that bro, I'm talking about you got the whole opera and then Jim is just like hey. And then that beat drops and it's just like
yeah.
Love it. New Jeans, oh my god. You can have that in Ditto. It's literally that song. NMIXX, not New Jeans. New Jeans is just fucking just unstoppable right now. Taeyang,
They
Shun,
put crack in their songs.
right. Shun by Taeyang, excuse me, and Lisa, obviously for obvious reasons, crazy. Twice, Moonlight Sunrise. Like I said, I only pick one from each group. Obviously, that's gonna be on my list, even though I felt like the song could have been wrote a little bit better. I'm not gonna get into that right now. And my top song played according to iTunes is XG Left Right, but that's probably partially because 1080p
Shut up.
plays it from the home pod.
Shut up.
So I just went with so my top 3 are basically based on what's being played on that home pod the
There
most.
you go.
And
There you go.
there you go.
Don't try to blame me.
I'm just saying, like, I just looked and I was just like, I mean, I know I played Left Right a lot, but 1080p.
I played it on everybody's device.
1080p is literally the only person in the neighborhood. She goes food shopping, and then I hear. Normally, lately, it's been she'll just be pulling in, and I hear doom, 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 and I'm like, Le Seraphim again. There we go.
You got to think about it. She just went through hell getting groceries.
But you can't be at the.
You gotta get hype.
You can't be at the damn stoplight.
I'm a mess.
That's 100% me. And I roll my windows down so that people can see me.
As they should.
I love it. Not gonna lie to you. I reckon my whole neighborhood knows 17 Super. I'm sure. And do they see me doing the Woozy's ending choreography in the car? Yes, especially like energy. That's me.
I'm just saying.
That's great.
I love it.
Oh, it's beautiful. So moving on to the questions. All right. So the first one we have from Christian, aka Kage. How many?
No, Christian and Kage.
Oh, I was about to say, whatever. I can't read.
Those are two different people.
That's why it said slash, not and.
You met Kage.
I know. That's why I was confused as I said it out loud. I was like, that doesn't sound right. But okay. Rewind. So the first question is from Christian and Kage. This, I believe, is directed towards you, Natasha. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay.
How many questions do you get rejected? No, wait. Reading. Hold on. How many questions do you get rejected by companies? And what questions are routinely rejected?
That's a good one.
West. Ooh. Child. Trade secrets. I don't get the same questions rejected on the few times, and when I say few, I mean the 2 that I accepted an email interview. It was just where I received the questions back and questions I had were missing. Not sure if I should reveal this.
Hey, you don't have to.
You don't have to say who.
You don't say who.
I won't say who, but I do remember getting into a very heated exchange with a company about the questions that I had asked the group about Black Lives Matter. Bearing in mind that over half of the group had donated towards it, but they wouldn't let me say anything regarding it. And if I pushed harder, because like I said, it was an exchange, they said that they'll pull the whole interview.
Dang.
So I was like,
and you said there isn't a specific question that's routinely just like, nah, we can't talk about that in general.
No, but my thing, what I do is that I refuse to give my questions.
Okay.
Yeah. The companies will always ask for the questions. I will send my talking points. So I will say, here's the subject matters that I'm going to address. I will never give away my questions because that is not good shit.
Yeah, it spoils it.
Because I remember when I went in Discord and I was like, hey, everybody in Discord, we're gonna be interviewing, because I didn't want to say who. I was like, we're gonna be interviewing a writer, and she's done interviews with K-pop artists. I was like, do you guys have any questions that you guys will want answered? And I remember initially Kage and a couple people in Discord were just like, yeah, most of the people that do K-pop interviews suck. Just pretty much like you said at the very beginning. Because there was like, they don't ask real questions that people want to know. They kind of just ask these things. And then they were like, you know what? I do have a question. Is there something that's normally, that's where they got that question from. Because they were just like, people seem to ask the same questions.
Right.
And they're not necessarily questions people want to know the answers to.
I'm I'm a little hurt by that. I was like, not like many of the girls are really trying, but I wish people understood that that there's so much that we're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
They will give us stipulations. There will be things that are currently going on, like daily news alerts that we are getting. And if we get an interview, we are told that we are not allowed to touch it. Let me tell you something. Almost every one of these groups is asking for an email interview. Almost everyone. And sometimes, as writers, we have to choose between, do you say yes to the email interview? And if you say no, then you don't get the interview at all. And if you really love the group and if you really have questions that you want to ask, do you say yes? Do you say no? And then there's some groups that, they get so big, an email interview is the only thing you're ever going to get.
Wow.
So like if you've just seen like the interview that John Cook did with Variety was an email interview.
Oh,
okay.
So it gets like that, and I'm not going to say who I've had email interviews with, but trust me, have grace upon us writers who interview K-pop idols, guys. We are doing our best. We are really doing our best, and we would give you so much more if we were allowed to.
Well, what was I doing? Sorry.
You were on to the next question.
Sorry.
She was
I was like,
into it.
damn. Yeah. Because it's like, okay, whatever.
No, I promise you, we really are doing our best.
Right. Okay, so Moni wants to know, have you tried to learn some Korean to help with the interview process?
Oh, child. I know very, very basic things. And that's just from the amount of K-dramas that I've watched. I did say that after I finished my master's, I would start going to classes where I can learn the language, just so it would make my job easier. And most importantly, so I could make sure that when the translators are translating and I can hear the answers back, I'm like, I don't want anything to pass me by, because I'm like, I'm nosy like that.
Right.
And I'll tell you, the thing that inspired me to be like, I really want to do this is when I was doing my Twice interview, like the translator and the girls were busting joke. Like first of all, Twice were just simply lovely. Very good vibes. But they were busting joke with the translator. And I was like, me too. I also want to laugh. So that is why I was like, okay, I need to. I said this. I graduated last February. But time has not been on my side. But I am inspired. I want to learn. And also with my job at Reuters, everyone knows another language there. Like people are constantly just either breaking into French or Italian. And I'm just there like, I just need to learn another language for the sake of it. I just need to break out into another language. Like English isn't just cutting it.
I know the feeling.
Are you guys gonna answer the question?
I mean, the bad part was before I started school, I actually was like really
was on it.
Yeah, I was spending like an hour a day. I can't remember any of it. That's the crazy part. Like, as soon as I got enrolled in school, it's like it just took a back seat because I had so much other information I had to consume. At some point, I do plan on getting into it because I think it's fun, and it definitely would make things easier. I could turn the subtitles off. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that is part of my goal. Just because, like Natasha said, I feel like just knowing English kind of sucks. Like,
yeah,
you know.
It's on my list of to-do things. No, seriously, it is, because it's like if we ever go to
like a Netflix to-do list or a real to-do list?
No, real. If we ever go to South Korea one day, I need to know something. Okay, when we go. When we go, I need to know something.
Speak it, manifest it.
So I'm gonna need to know at least the basic, terminology, language, so I won't be relying on the translator all the time, because I need to know where I'm at and how to read and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But from my understanding, you'll get around just fine.
Yeah, but still, I need to know something.
Hello, goodbye, and I'm hungry.
Hello, goodbye.
Where's the bathroom?
Where's the bathroom?
I mean, hello and bye is like super easy.
Hey,
I mean,
I dabble too.
There
we go.
Yeah, I mean, you hear everybody's Hanyang.
Yeah, we know that.
Like, yeah, it's like everybody says it.
Anya.
But I dabble too. I kind of try my best, but I'm like with the rest of the guys, it makes more sense since we've been kind of in the culture for so long. It'll be dope to really learn more, and I think we've all been slowly doing that as well. So language is inevitable, at least how I feel. I would like that.
But it's like Dame said, it's just you got to keep up with it though. Like
it's tough.
Yeah.
Even if you learn it, you're still going to have to practice it on a daily basis and everything. So I think that's the point I would need to get to, because I know you had like sticky notes around and everything like that. So yeah.
I mean, I still remember some, Hwasa, Dame Diddy and Me Die. I know a little bit, but all the stuff that I had learned how to say sentences, and it's like
because he was reading Korean every reaction, like that says this.
I mean,
and that says that.
I mean, that's just Hango. I mean, I can still read it. It's just I can't necessarily tell you.
Okay, flex.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so the next question is from Sarah. She says, as someone who used to work in the field, she always wondered how her associates handled imposter syndrome. Also, what motivates you to continue now that certain fandoms can be quick to send hate to them if they don't like the interview? Because she's had some friends that got doxxed in the past, and it's just a wild thing to her.
I'm not going to lie. I pray really hard. I'm not even joking. Like, I know I made this really clear on my Twitter that, I'm a Christian. The way I pray over my interviews, I'm just like, Lord, I cannot get doxxed. I have had interviews where like maybe one member didn't say anything the whole interview, and I'm just there like, God, please, they're just going to think that I didn't want to talk to him and they are going to blame me. And I'll be there like sweating up a storm. So that's the only way. I'm not even joking. That's the only way I cope with it. And I remember writing a review for NME, and I was just thinking to myself, I cannot be sweating like this because I do not give an album 5 stars, because the fans are going to be like, but every song on the album is perfect. And it's like,
they definitely going to say that.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a lot. I mean, how do I deal with imposter syndrome? I don't know, man. The thing is, though, like imposter syndrome can really, really creep up on you and at times where you would least expect it. So I remember when I went to Permission to Dance LA, and I was writing a review for Rolling Stone Korea, so we were at the press conference. And
because you were in the press box for that, right?
Well, I was in the press box the whole day, but for the concert, I didn't stay in the press box because I had tickets with my friends that day. So I was like, I'm going to experience it with my friends. And then I went for another press day, but I wasn't in the box that day. But I spent like the entire afternoon in the box. So I've got to experience that. Was very nice. But when we were at the press conference and BTS walk in, and it's like incredible. Like I've seen them in the flesh. I'm like literally like five steps away from like J-Hope. And I remember joking, I was like, if I wanted to jump this man, I could get to him before security gets to me. But I'm a professional and I'm not about that life, so I'm not going to do that. I would never even dream of doing it. It was just a joke. So for anyone who wants to take it out of context, it's a joke. But I'm just I'm expressing just how close they were.
Right.
Like maybe 5 to 7 steps. But I remember looking around and realizing like maybe I can't remember how many journalists were there, but there were quite a few. And I remember the left-hand side was like predominantly people who had come in from South Korea. And I was like, I am the only Black girl in this room. There's 2 Black people. There was Tetris from Billboard, because I remember he was wearing a very bedazzled jacket, so it was very fabulous. And then there's me. And all the other Black people here are either security or they're cleaning. And it didn't feel good. I remember for a good portion of that of the press conference, while I'm making notes, I was just like, why am I here? Imposter syndrome is a lot, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I have worked through how to get over it, because it does creep up on me a lot. And I will say I've noticed it creeps up on me in the times where I am the only Black girl in the room. So when I said earlier, can more of you please join us? I'm like, we're really needed, because our perspective is different, but it's also great. And we add something like fresh and new to the table. But I can't sit here and pretend that I have completely worked through imposter syndrome, because I haven't.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I mean, I guess I can speak on it a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I don't really think about things in the moment. Kind of just to, kind of like tap into something you said earlier about how you refuse to lose, you know, your shit in front of anybody. I 100% agree with that. I've met celebrities. The only person that made me feel slightly remotely starstruck was when I saw Nas in person, and it was because it was like, yo, like that's Nas. Like
Nas.
he's been doing this since he was like 14. He's been in the game since 14. Like I had met, you know, piece of shit, but I met R. Kelly at the top of his career. You know, Waka Flocka came in there, Jeezy. Like I'd never felt nothing. Like I was just like, oh, hey, what's up? It's you. Like, you know what I mean? So I've never really felt like the moment made me feel like I wasn't necessarily supposed to be there. However, I don't really think about it when it's happening. I think about it afterwards. So if it did hit me, it would hit me after the moment. You know what I mean? Like I got to sit in for it was when, like I said, piece of shit. R. Kelly, he was doing this listening party for his Black Panties album, and he had invited all the press to listen to the album, because this is around the time where I think Surviving R. Kelly was about to hit. It didn't hit yet, you know, but there was ramblings about it being produced. So he still had a favorable view from the media or whatnot. And he had invited all of this press there, and I'm just an intern at the studio, and you know, Toya's like, hey, it's okay. You can go in there if you want. Like, we're not busy. Just go in there and chill. And I went in there, and I'm in there with like you said, like they got people from Rolling Stones, Billboard magazine. Everybody is there to write something about. They're tweeting like pictures and audio. Like, yo, man, I'm hearing R. Kelly featuring this person and this song sounds really good. And I still didn't even feel like I kind of felt like, I don't know. It sounds cocky, but I'm like, I feel like I know how to do this better than some of you guys, and I'm not even that person. Like you guys are. You guys have gotten the position, but I don't know. I just got like a really good confidence about being able to pull off pretty much anything that I do. So I don't. If I did get hit with it, it would be after the moment had passed, and I'm back at home like, oh, what the fuck was I doing there? Like, I wasn't supposed to be in that situation. I'm not necessarily going to feel it at that moment, unless I'm probably in the presence of, like you said, Beyonce, Nas. Then I think I would really feel it. You know what I mean? I don't see it happening in K-pop. But then again, if you put me in a room with Gio, I don't know. It might happen.
I'm so glad that you feel that way, and I feel like I would love to get there. I will say this though. I'm not the kind of person who would allow someone else to tell me that I shouldn't be there, because if that happens, I will turn into a lion. I will literally who the fuck do you think you are? Do you know what I have been do you know what I have been through to get to this point? Don't chat to me.
Yeah.
I have a very quick and sharp tongue, but it's just how I feel in the moment. But the only way I know how to power through that is being like, okay, well, since I am being here, I am going to take up space and I'm going to be brilliant while I do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one is going to make me feel, no one's going to say to me, oh, what are you doing here? I'm like, bitch, check my credentials. Like,
All right.
Okay.
I swear too much. My mother's going to be so
join the club, girl. Okay, so Christian wants to know, do you find it harder to interview groups you're a bigger, you're a fan of? Yeah, that's it. Do you?
No.
No, it's the same.
No, I actually prefer it because I know more. The research is so much easier.
Yeah, more information.
Yes. And it's so much easier when you're a fan of someone because you know, like the inside things, you know, like the fan jokes, you know, like what they say on V Live, and you know when to reference that and blah blah blah. Wait, V Live doesn't exist. Weverse Live. You know, stuff like that. Whereas with a group that you're not familiar with, that's where I will turn to you guys or any other fans. I'm like, hi, I'm about to interview this person. What deep-rooted question would you like to ask? Because I just always believe that fans have the best knowledge and therefore they ask the best questions.
Right.
But listen, you ask me one day to interview Beyonce and I will start doing deep cuts. You don't even know. I know, besides asking for the inside measurement of her leg, I would be asking a question. So I'm like, so from that TRL video in 1998, can we talk about that moment?
Now that's a band.
You don't make the artist think.
That's kind of what what's his name, Narwark does.
Oh yeah, he'll reach back and you'll be like, huh?
Yeah, I think interviewing groups that you're actually a fan of is more fun. Granted, I haven't done with K-pop. I still do a lot of Zoom stuff. So, bro, the day I interview 17, and if it's in person,
it's gonna be a wrap.
It's gonna be a wrap. But just know, you'll never see it. They will never know. No, they will never. I am going to have so much class and decorum. And then later I'm going to throw up. That is how it's going to go down.
I love it. So what in your opinion qualifies as an interview well done?
Ooh. Well, first and foremost, I have to be proud of it. But let's see, what do I like? Oh, when someone says to me, ooh, that's a really good question. I love it when they say that because I aspire to ask the questions that someone else hasn't asked them.
Yes.
I love it when I get deep cuts of information that I hadn't even asked for. And my favorite thing to reference is when I had my interview with DPR Ian and he started talking about K-pop slave contracts. And I hadn't even asked the question because I didn't know about it. But the way he went in, we had to make sure that we were legally allowed to put those answers in. That's how in he went. We had to do some digging to make sure that we were okay to put those are the kind of things I love. And I always really like it when I get feedback from the fans, because sometimes I'll admit it, sometimes I'll go on Twitter and I'll type in the interview just to see what the fans said. And I like seeing like the screenshots of like pieces that they really gravitated towards. And yeah, I really like that. But yeah, first and foremost is if the person themselves goes, wow, that's a really good question. Like, oh, thank you. I really researched. I tried.
Because it's like it takes them out of autopilot, right? Because like you see like the Secret Invasion is a good example, right? I see the videos of Samuel Jackson and I can't remember the something Coleman. The lady that's
oh, I know who you mean. Oh, I know. What's her name? Damn it, I'm gonna Google.
Yeah, she's British, isn't she?
Yes, she is. And I know. Oh my goodness.
Elizabeth Coleman. No.
Oh, I'm such a bad Brit.
She plays the CIA. She works for the CIA or MI6, basically, the British version of the CIA.
Oh, I know you're talking about
Olivia Colman. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Like so they did an interview and they do the thing where they sit in a room and a whole bunch of people come through and ask them questions. They expect most of the questions.
The junket.
Right. They expect almost every question. So when they get a question, sometimes like Samuel Jackson be like, yo, that's a good question. That's the first time I've been asked that all day. Obviously that feels good because it takes them out of the auto answers that they have. Yeah. And now they get to have fun in the interview. Because I've literally seen 1080p sent me one with a girl from Game of Thrones. I can't remember her name. She played Daenerys in Game of Thrones.
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke. And she looked like she was dying in the interview. Like, it's so boring. And then the guy asked her about her meeting Snoop Dogg. And she just immediately lit up. Like, oh, yes, that was so great. And it's just like, she's there to talk about Secret Invasion. And she's probably tired of talking about it, actually. Yep. You know, she's sitting there for hours. Yeah. And somebody asks her about something non-related. It brings her back to life. She's going to remember this interviewer for next time. Yep. You know?
And that's what you want as an interviewer, because something that I have learned from having to be on the red carpet is that you can't go too far off like what the premise of the film is, because the clients who are receiving it, they want to know about the film. They may not want to know about you meeting Snoop Dogg. Yeah. And so that is really good for like a long form interview where you get to sit down and talk with them for 20 plus minutes. That's why those interviews are my favorite. But when you have like, here's another thing I learned. Sometimes junkets can be as short as 4 minutes. I had done a 4-minute junket and I was stressed. You only get to ask about 3 questions, and that's if you're talking really fast. And you have to ask them, so what is the film about? Which they're tired of having to answer, because they've got maybe 20 junkets that day with different outlets. So yeah, I get it. I understand why they're bored, but I hope people understand. I'm like, we have to ask. We know it's trash.
Bang Bang, what to you constitutes a good interview?
I mean,
we've done interviews. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't think my interview questions are good, but you know,
what are you talking about? Why would you say that?
But I would say a good interview for me. These are my favorites because we get a chance to kind of open up and talk. Like, I just love the human aspect about it because we're kind of seen as, you know, on some people's screens, I don't know how we're perceived, but, you know, we only get a chance to see like a surface version of it. But being able to tap into things, you know, different, more personal, it kind of opens things up. Like, I feel like sometimes these interviews, it kind of has me thinking different, where I'm kind of like sitting here like, but in my mind, I'm like, yo, that's really dope. I never thought about that, never saw that perspective, right? So these type of settings to me are my favorites, only because you can get something out of it, right? Mm-hmm. So these nuggets that we get from these interviews, I don't want to talk too much, but these nuggets we get, we hold on to them, right? And we can apply it to our personal lives, or we can get more compassion. Like, I never knew this is what this type of person would go through in their profession. So when I see an interview and they're like, man, why are they asking those silly questions? Oh, maybe because they have to, you know? Maybe because their questions got rejected. What about their passion? What about their ideas? So for me, I tend to lean towards the interviews that you can get something from and apply it to your life. I say one of my favorite ones I can say all time, but like the Dame Dash when he was interviewing with the The Breakfast Club, right?
Yeah.
To me, that was a
Yeah,
good interview because it changed their whole trajectory, right?
They at first they rejected it and they thought he was being an asshole, but
Right.
they all understood like later on, like they all started their own business.
Everybody
They
did.
all like Angela Yee actually owns part of her show now.
Right.
She doesn't own the Breakfast Club. Like it really seemed brutal initially, but now. Like I think when he came back on, Envy said thank you. Yeah, Envy said, "Yo, you know what? Thank you, man. You made me actually think about what I was doing. I don't own this. I can't pass this to my kid.
Right.
But me and Caesar started something that we can. It's just like,
So very impactful. Where it's like you can pull something from it and apply it to your personal life. That's where those are my favorite interviews. But it's just me though. Yeah.
Ace.
Same. I mean, when you get those interviews that just open that listener to another side or another avenue of something that you haven't heard about, like you said, it makes it memorable and it makes you remember the person who interviewed him too. Because, I mean, we were talking about Nerdwar. Like his interviews are memorable because he pulls stuff from a deep pocket of existence that nobody would ever think about. And I think back to that J. Cole interview where he was just like, "So, what you told Dr. Dre about Kendrick, right?" And he was just like, "How'd you know that?" Like those are the responses that I like to see. So to know when you see people do that their work when it comes to trying to find like something informative to talk about, that's what's really I like about interviews. And in the lane of K-pop and stuff like that, I'm just tired of the cliche Good Morning America questions.
I hate those.
Like
late night shows.
What did y'all like to eat when y'all came here? Y'all went and got a cheeseburger?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Can we do a dance together?
those used to vex me until I found out that they have to send over those questions and those are the ones that get approved.
Real.
So we're sitting here as fans vexed thinking, yo, they've been coming to America for how many years and you're still asking them about what food they eat? That question went through the company. And the company said, ask them that. So and trust me, guys, it is, I'll just say it, and people, let's all make our peace with it. For as long as you are interviewing a K-pop idol, you ain't getting past that wall of K-pop media training. You ain't getting past it. It is the same for whoever it is. You will get a meatier interview from someone who is a former idol or who never was one, but they're on the Korean scene, or like, I don't know, if they're talking to the likes of Eric Nam. And I'm sure that there is a level of comfortability because he is a celebrity, he understands and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if you listened to like the Dua Lipa podcast with Jenny on it. Did you guys
that's
listen?
what I was referencing when I said she talked about not liking idol, but people took it out of context because she said way more than that, but people just harped on that one thing.
Yeah, that's the best Blackpink interview I've ever heard, ever read. I've just never heard any member sound so authentic. But I was thinking to myself, it's probably because she's talking to another celebrity, a celebrity who she deems to be her friend.
Right.
And also Dua Lipa is a bigger celebrity than she is. So there's a win for being on her podcast. So I was like, there is just a level that we are just never going to reach to. That's why I say, guys, I'm begging you, please have some grace on us writers. We would love to give you more. We're not allowed.
Yeah.
And something one more thing I really need fans to understand. Your faves are not paying us to do interviews. When the fans pick out, I was like, oh my God, did they pay you to say this? No, they didn't. Like, trust me, we are not getting anywhere near enough money. And something that I really wish fans understood, we are the ones more often than not who are pitching and begging these publications to take on the interviews that you see. When you see, I mean, yes, there will be the BTSs at this level and the Blackpinks at this level, who you will see, you know, you will have the major publications knocking down their doors for an interview. But when you see a lot of the other people in the industry getting interviews at anywhere you can think of, it is because we have sent pictures and begged those editors to be like, hey, this is this group. We think they're amazing. We're making whole lists of their credentials and why they are relevant to this magazine, and saying, you should really have this interview. So when you see fans saying all these things about, you didn't do this, you didn't mention that, oh, the company paid you? And it's like, I didn't practically beg this editor and receive how many rejections from this other person and have to go back and forth with their PR over what questions I can ask. Will you do an email interview? Can you take this out of the interview because we didn't like the answer? We didn't go through all of that for you to turn around and say, well, you didn't mention this song that member wrote 3 years ago and therefore you hate them. If you don't get the fuck.
Oh my gosh. Goodness, man.
I'm probably going to pay for saying that.
I don't think so.
Sorry, I really had to get that off my chest. That was burning.
It's all good.
I'm glad we have this platform here for you to get it off your chest.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so Ash 2518 wants to know, is it worse to interview a 12-member girl group or a 12-member boy group? 2 different energies and so many names.
It's always so many names and it's extremely distressing. Like, you can see the fear in my face. It's always I'm not gonna lie to you, it's easier to interview the boy groups. They're a little less careful. It's always easier to interview boys.
I think we might have heard your favorite interview was Eric, right? I feel like that's what you said
that was
initially.
my first.
That was her first.
Oh, that was
my
your first. Okay, so then who's your favorite
Oh,
that you interviewed? Do you have
like, is that K-pop or just anywhere?
No, it doesn't matter. You can anywhere.
Yeah.
Or you can just do both if you want.
It does say
Okay, let's
group
do
or
both.
idol.
Yeah.
Oh, group or idol?
That's what it says.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's Korean related. Oh, this is, who have I interviewed?
Everybody.
Oh, I wish I have not. There's still people. 17 is on my vision board. Where's my favorite? I'm gonna always hold that DPR Ian one with such a special place in my heart.
DPR.
Because first of all, he just speaks just so freely.
Yeah.
The way he spoke about his journey with bipolar. He's a lovely human being. And like I said, he spoke about so much more that was just so rich as a journalist to be like, wow, you're talking and I am recording all of this. This is incredible. And so that one's always going to hold such a special place in my heart. Plus, he is just such a phenomenally attractive man. It's actually, my God, were you made out of marble? Like, did Jesus make you himself? So yeah, that DPR Live holds us. No, Ian, I'm getting them confused because I've interviewed both. Oh, that's another one. I was shaking like Oh my God, yeah. I had terrible imposter syndrome interviewing DPR Live.
Really?
Oh, my friends had to talk me out of canceling the interview 3 times.
No.
What?
Yeah, because I couldn't face him because he's the second Korean artist I ever discovered. I knew DPR Live before I knew what K-pop was.
Okay.
And I was just like, I can't face this man. I can't. Okay, I'm working through my issues. But I remember telling my friend he is going to take one look at my face and think that I am hideous. That was
How did you think that?
Yeah, I was like, he's going to think I'm fat and ugly. So I was like, I don't want to do it. Yeah. Guys, don't look at me like that.
That's
I was just trying to figure out why you thought. Why would you think that?
My self-esteem fluctuates.
Okay.
So yeah, I remember I almost canceled it the night before. God bless my friend Stefan. He was like, "You are not canceling on DPR Live. You will hate." He was like, "You're not doing it," because yeah, I was like, another incident where I was like, I cried. I was like, I can't do it. I can't talk to that man. So yeah. So that one's also pretty special as well. And I want to say Hyolyn because she said I was pretty.
shout out.
She said who?
Hyolyn.
Hyolyn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mother?
Yeah. Mother. She
So how did you feel?
She's so cool. She's so cool.
That being for the live, how did you feel after you had the interview done? Like
mortified.
Oh God. Did you throw up?
Worse. Because what happened with live is that my internet was playing up right at the end. Oh, God alive. And so we had to end the interview because my screen froze. And I just know that, like, the way that my mouth was frozen on the other side, and I swear I heard a camera click. I was like, please tell me that no one on that side of the camera has taken a picture of my frozen face.
Good.
So it didn't, it's not like it ended well. It didn't. So, and the thing is that when you're the host of Zoom, you can hear on the other side. So I could hear them like, what happened? Has she gone? Because it's frozen. I can see that she's frozen. I was just there like, oh God. And that's how it ended. So yeah, I've died. Yeah.
Okay.
My heart is too weak for all this.
Yes.
Golly.
My heart will be just thump 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 thump.
My internet did the same thing with Twice, but thankfully I was just in the middle of me saying thank you for the interview. But the things are, considering how just terrified I was of interviewing DPR Live. It's not like, no, I don't have a happy ending to tell you. It was horrible. But I hope he liked the interview.
I'm glad you had a great one with Ian, though.
Right.
I'm glad.
Oh yeah. So I think those are my favorites. Yeah, I think those are my favorites. I say ATEEZ was my first in-person one, and Hongjoon is an interviewer's dream. Hongjoon, he I mean, obviously he's doing the most talking because he's the English speaker.
Right.
But Hongjoon is he is a special human being. I don't know how to talk about him, but he's just lovely. He's lovely, and San is a menace.
Sounds right.
San is definitely a menace when he's dancing, but
San is a menace in person. I was like, okay, baby boy, we get it.
Okay, so moving right along. At JCO8527, they want to know.
I love the name. I love a J. Cole fan.
They want to know what your introduction to K-pop was.
Well, she answered that.
When?
She answered
I
at
missed-
the very beginning, right?
No, I didn't.
No, not necessarily the details of. Yeah, I guess not.
Of how she, I mean,
Okay, go ahead. My bad.
I can quickly summarize them.
okay.
2017, my friend, when she was doing my hair, she forced me to watch K-dramas, literally by force, because she's doing my hair. So I was into K-dramas for like a year before I knew what K-pop was. So I had watched Harang, the Poet's Warrior. So I'd seen like V from BTS and I'd seen Minho from SHINee, and I just thought they were actors. I didn't know that they did music. So Minho has been my first bias, but I thought he was an actor. So from there, randomly, same friend and I were watching a color show, and that we watched Dean's performance, and we were like, "Who is this man?"
Yes, I've seen that one.
Yeah. So again, so the Dean performance led into DPR Live's performance of Colors.
Okay.
So that's how I knew those two before K-pop. So I knew Korean artists before K-pop. February 2018 was at someone's place after watching Black Panther, and they were watching Harang, and I was like, "Oh, I've watched that." And they were like, "Yeah, that's V from BTS." What's a BTS? And then so they were playing the Wings DVD commentary. And I'm sad to say that I was so ignorant, because even though I had been watching K-dramas and really enjoying them, I'm talking about, like, I was watching Weightlifting Fairy. I remember the internet cut in the place that I was living in London. And I went to Tesco, our big supermarket, just to access the internet, just so I could watch the rest of the K-drama on my phone.
That's real right there.
That's how deep I was into it. But I'm so disgusted at my own ignorance, because I was watching it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're so effeminate. Like, I don't get it." I was like, God forgive me, I was so ignorant. I remember looking at Yoongi, who is my bias wrecker in BTS. I'm like, why does he look so mean? He don't look like he wants to be there. He's just sitting there big mad, not understanding why he's in this group. So that was my introduction to BTS. I know, terrible, right? That's February. Then come May, this is after I quit my job in the civil service. I'm sitting at home, not doing anything. And just this random thought pops into my head. What was the name of that group my friend was talking about? Like BTS. I was like, and they were talking about them like they were next to God. And granted, this same friend, we had always been into groups together. So we were in it with B2K, B5. So I have always trusted this person's judgment when it comes to music. So I'm like, let me see what this group is about. They can't be as good as she made out. So I type in BTS, the first thing that comes on is the DNA video. I'm like,
okay.
So I get through it, and I'm like, okay, that was better than I thought. And so, like, my YouTube autoplay, so automatically mic drop comes.
Yeah,
and I'm
there
like,
you go. I was going to ask.
I was like, oh,
that was the one.
Oh, bitch.
That's the one.
But then the next video that followed after the mic drop remix was Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Okay.
When I tell you after that, I am not exaggerating. I text her. I was like, I am so sorry. You were completely correct. Teach me everything you know. Because immediately I was like, I need to know names. Because that's how they get you. You're watching the video. I'm like, oh, okay. So who's who? God bless my friends, because I had another friend do this for 17. My friends send me actual tutorials.
Oh, man.
They send me tutorials, presentations. When I tell you, this girl sent me everything I need to know for their names. She sent me Run BTS. She sent me a presentation of all the videos I need to watch to understand the BTS lore. So, like, I Need
pack.
You Run, they have like a whole story. She sent me every theory video. So, and my mum is my witness. For 2 weeks straight, I didn't consume any media that wasn't BTS. It was like I fell down the rabbit hole and I was just there like a research student. I'm like, I am going to know everything until I know the inside measurement of Jungkook's arm. So for 2 weeks, and this is also, I think the week before they had dropped Love Yourself Tear. So there was even fresh music, which is now my favorite BTS album. So from there until August, which is when the Idol comeback happened, I think I practically consumed every piece of BTS content to the point where I was up to date with Run BTS by the time.
Dang, that's some content.
That's a lot of content.
Because when I get into something, I become obsessive with it.
There it is.
So yeah, if you would like to know how I got it. And while this is all happening, so Spotify is recommending stuff. So I remember Spotify recommended Jungkyung his album The Poet. And then I found out he was dead, and there was a particular song that I loved, and I was like, I didn't think I listened to him for maybe a year after, because I was like, I was so hurt. I was like, how are you telling me I've just discovered this man? He's passed away 5 months before this happened. And Spotify had recommended Shiny's I Say. That's the first song I ever heard about Shiny, and I remember crying while listening to it. Didn't know he was even in Shiny. Just their vocal work made me cry. I was like, who are these men? And why are they singing like this? Why are they singing from the depths of their soul? I don't understand what they're saying. But I know that these vocals are magical. So yeah, so little pieces were coming. I was listening. Wow. Yes, I'm obsessively listening to BTS, but I remember like Spotify recommended NCT's Baby Don't Stop, and my baby don't like it. So that's my K-pop journey.
Amazing.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah. That was a journey.
It was.
I love it though. Okay, so ADON. Adon. I don't know. Whatever. No, not whatever, but sorry.
We understand.
After hearing XG's Girl Gang, what's your exception? No, that's not the word they meant.
Probably
expectation for their upcoming mini album.
I'd assume that it's going to be mainly hip hop driven. I hope the girls get a chance to do their R&B thing. But I feel like it's gonna be a hip hop driven album. Just based off of how Girl Gang sounded and the fact that they wanted to focus on the vocals on the video, the song's heavily hip hop influenced. So I just expect that that's the direction they're gonna go in. I'm not really sure like what more he wanted from the question or her. Not sure, but that's just kind of what I expect, a hip hop infused album.
I don't know what to expect because they just been so I couldn't even tell you what I can expect from the album. I just know that I'm just gonna be ready to consume whatever they put out and judge it apparently, but I'm scared.
Yeah, about to say.
No, I'm scared because just like I don't want it to flop. But I mean, they've been having some great success, in the sound and everything like that. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna be ready to be disappointed just so I can be happy. I'm taking every release like that nowadays. Like I'm not really expecting anything like, oh my God, because I don't want to be
disappointed.
Yeah.
Basically.
Like you was with SuperM.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I wasn't disappointed.
I was, but hey.
Yeah, I'm about to say he was disappointed.
Yeah.
In the debut album, as in the full-bodied album.
I'm so down on Joppin' and 100 that
Yeah.
the album couldn't save it for me. Like they're supposed to be like when you say somebody's the Avengers, bruh. Like you basically just said this is the culmination of 21 flicks prior to like that's the weight. I don't think people realize the weight they put on it. So when those two singles came out, it was like them dropping the She-Hulk TV series and then saying Avengers is coming. So
Dang.
I'm just saying.
That's tough.
You know what? I feel like we spoke about this on my podcast. The thing is, I enjoy dropping. I enjoy a drop a lot. 100 SM.
That's a tough one.
SM.
We go 100.
I'm going to say this, and I will make peace with the fact that maybe after this, you may never want to work with me. I'm okay. I'm okay with that because 100 is an abomination to music, not to K-pop. It is an abomination to music. How dare you with 6 juggernauts and Lucas? How dare you put that on the album?
I 100% agree.
And then make it a single for us to be released with a music video.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand how. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so mad because that song is actually infuriating. What a waste of time. What a waste of studio effort.
Yeah.
What a waste of Baekhyun and Ten's vocals. And Taemin. How dare you waste Kai's time?
And this is why I'm holding back all my,
right?
You know,
No.
I'm just like, yo, I'm ready for whatever y'all give us.
I'm so upset. No, because I love SuperM's debut album. And when I listened to Drip, I was like, this is how I know y'all fumbled the bag. How did you say that these men were the Avengers of K-pop? That they were meant to do their big one in the West, but you didn't put out the music that was meant to capture. That song would have done so well on the R&B charts. Drip and Dangerous Woman. And yet you gave us the audacity of 100 and Tiger Inside. And the only thing that saved Tiger Inside was Kai and Taeyong's man bun. The fact that the biceps were bicepping. That is what saved Tiger Inside. 100 is an abomination to music.
I agree.
It's a tough one.
Sorry.
What about To Infinity and Monster? What was it, Monster? No.
When Lucas was saying, I'm the other one, mixing with them other ones. First of all, what was Lucas saying? It didn't make any level of sense. And for the fact that Lucas had been given no lines, and trust me, I'm not sitting here advocating for Lucas. I know that Lucas is a controversial figure, but for the fact that the whole time Lucas had no lines, and those are the lines you gave him, everyone would be embarrassed. Everyone should be embarrassed.
How did we get here?
I'm so sorry.
It's a real topic.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up.
I hate 100 from the bottom of my soul. Bottom of my soul.
All right.
Okay, well then.
Sorry.
So Lena's Music 21 wants to know, are there any producers that you think would work well in K-pop?
Ooh, yes.
I mean, there's a lot. Based off of the sound that they have right now, you guys might not know him, but I think the Honorable C Note would do some really dope stuff. If you don't know who he is, you should look him up. He does some really dope stuff. I think I'll just give 3. I think DJ Tump would do some really dope stuff. And as far as like on the R&B tip, I just want to say don't send Hitmaker. I'm not saying that he's not good. I'm just saying that just don't let him do it.
Damn.
Fair.
He's good at what he does. I'll just say that. But yeah, DJ Tump and the Honorable C Note, and I think Wonder Girl would actually do some really dope stuff too. And one more, Missy Elliott,
Yeah,
because
Missy.
like I
Oh,
said, the
for
1080p.
sure.
I think New Jeans is really just doing like K-pop Sierra music, which is fine, is great. But I think like Missy Sierra music, that's kind of like what New Jeans is doing. They're just doing like
Yeah.
a K-pop version of it. So I think Missy would be able to flourish in that.
I agree with that, Missy. I want to just back that comment. Missy would
Mm.
be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can get Missy behind the production, get Missy behind the video, everything.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you're basically saying Dave Myers doing K-pop music videos actually, because you got to think he did Ludacris videos too.
True,
Oh, yeah. He did do 'em.
true, yeah.
What about Hype Williams?
Hype. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, but he don't do no video for under $1 million, so I don't know if K-pop wants to do that.
Do you think that would stop YG if it was a Blackpink video?
You know, you're probably right. Because
I can
watched,
see it now.
I watched the whole.
Hype Williams.
I forget who it
Blackpink.
was. You know,
Hype.
it was
Pink.
Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is on. I'm just shouting Nori out so much in it. But Busta Rhymes was on Nori's Drink Champs podcast, and he talked about how when they did the "What's It Gonna Be" video with Janet Jackson, he's like, Hype Williams called the label and was like, yeah, it's $1 million for the video. And then he said when he spoke to Hype Williams, it only cost him $300,000. He literally just banked the other $700K. He's like, yeah, that's just what I tell everybody. He's like, but it doesn't. He's like, I definitely don't do, but that was just his fee, $1 million, and he's gonna spend less than half of it on the video. It's just what he did.
Okay.
I mean, the "What's It Gonna Be" video was kind of groundbreaking at the time, though. But
I think it's groundbreaking now.
yeah,
Thanks.
it is.
Janet Jackson was wearing cock rings.
It was a lot
She
of
really
them, too.
was. She
It was
really
a lot
was.
of them.
She really was, and nobody said anything because it's Janet Jackson, and you can't
It's
say
the
anything.
Janet Jackson.
Right?
Yeah.
Because what's her name? Buster said he doesn't even call her Janet Jackson. He said he calls her what's her name from Good
Penny.
Times?
Oh, Penny.
Yeah,
He called her
yeah,
Penny.
yeah. He's like that's Penny. Like he's like she was my dream girl when I was a kid. That's Penny. That's not Janet. That's Penny.
The supreme mother.
Yeah.
Right.
You got anything?
Oh, I mean, I don't know too many producers. I can't think of none off the top of my head.
Organized Noise.
Maybe. I think that would be a maybe. I like that. I did like the collaboration with like some of the R&B artists like Lucky Day. I would like to see more collaborations.
More coming. Pink Sweat said
yeah.
he's been working on some stuff.
I mentioned Pink Sweat before, but that R&B sound is something I like. It speaks to me, and like I want them to kind of keep digging and collaborating, like just that marriage. So I'm not sure necessarily producers, but at least some artists, at least collaborating more. Because I'm not sure what Lucky Day. I'm not sure how much he contributed. I think he wrote on XO's project, but
Yeah.
but just more collaborations with like those type of artists. Maybe they can start tapping into that sound more heavy than they are now.
Lucky Day works with D Miles a lot. D Miles is a genius in R&B.
I don't have a producer, but I've been saying I want Victoria Monet to get her claws into K-pop so badly.
Yes.
Because if you look at what she has done for Ariana Grande,
Right.
Oh,
like she is behind all of Ariana Grande's hits.
Mhm.
So I'm just there like, you guys, you need to let her just give her the money and let her decide who she's going to work with. And she will produce fire.
Another name that comes up with a lot of Ariana's hits is Tyler Parks, but Tyler Parks has been working in K-pop already.
Yeah,
she
she's
just
been
hasn't-
all over it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she just needs to be
Wait,
given
is she
the
B or
bigger
she? I want to make sure I got her pronouns correctly. It might be they.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I feel like Tyler might be non-binary.
But Tyler is definitely one of those people that writes smashes. I just think that they need to give more records, like the bigger records to her. Or to they.
Definitely.
okay.
Okay, so Anonymous wants to know what is the best concert you've seen, or I'm sorry, and which idol at that concert exceeded your expectations.
Ace.
I have to say Gio.
Yeah.
That's the first person that comes to mind because I've seen her 2 times now, and both times she just, it's like I know, but I know now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's just a level of just stage presence that she has that just, you just be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to put any other members of Twice to shame or anything like that. It's just that there's some spark about Jiho. She keeps trying to take me away from Momo, and it's not happening. Okay.
But she's putting up a good fight.
Yes. And
she's gonna get you with this. She's gonna get you with the solo.
I'm scared. I'm scared. You know. You know. But yeah, I would have to say Gio. If anybody else I could put up to that, maybe Jungho, VTs.
Okay.
Because man, hearing him sing live, good God, it's amazing. But other than that, on 100% Gio. Yes.
So your favorite was Twice concert?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was part of the question. Yeah, favorite Twice. Yeah, Twice is Twice favorite concert.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing. And I don't like to choose any favorites. I know I don't choose favorites. But I would say Diane's her stage presence was really cool. Like she had the whole crowd doing the hoo hoo hoo. I'm not sure if she came up with that or what, but I just know when she comes on stage.
I'll put that to her.
I'll give her the credit for that one.
I'll give her all that credit.
Then she went as far as learning English because we saw her twice, but her English has gotten so much better as well. So just seeing her as like, she feels like a glue when it comes to the group. That's the one everybody can kind of lean towards, and just that stage presence. She kind of is the one that kind of, can throw some funnies in there, pull this back, then she writes, and she's on the piano, then she's there, and da-da-da. I'm like, that's a true artist. So much respect for that one. So shout
out. Just to have a little bit of variety, I can't say variety-wise a different concert. The second Twice concert was definitely my favorite. Like, yo, that trending clip of Gio spazzing in the rain. Because y'all were there, remember?
Yeah.
It started raining. They came in and got the wheel because they ended the show early. And they were about to end. And then Gio's like, we could do one more song? And you can see Chae Young turn around like, oh, really? Are you serious? We doing another? It's pouring rain. What do you mean another song?
And they were running too.
And then there's that clip trending because they did like TT. They finished with TT. And there's that clip of Gio in the rain, like body rolling and enjoying. Like it didn't even matter how much it was raining.
It didn't matter at all.
So I can easily co-sign everything Ace said, but just to give you a little bit of variety, Twice was definitely my favorite concert. As far as people that impressed me, man, the NME showcase, Kyujin, I already knew she was really good from watching the other stuff, but seeing her in person, like 1080p can probably co-sign. She is just such a good performer. She is so high intensity, so like she is like on it. I don't understand how she has that much energy. I get it, she's the Maknae, but when you watch them, nobody is dancing in her intensity. Nobody, like Lily was definitely killing the vocals, but Kyujin was surprisingly good with vocals live. She was really punctual. She wanted to talk. She was really giddy about everything. That really impressed me. So I'll just say that.
Oh, okay. I have 2 favorite concerts that tie. The first one being GOT7 in London in 2019. I think it's fair to say that concert changed me on a molecular level. Because, no exaggeration, Jin Young came on stage and there's like the vitamin D zapped out of my knees during his solo stage. I actually dropped to my knees, my friends as my witness. Like Like this vitamin D just gone. I came in as one version of myself and I left as Tasha 2.0 and I haven't been the same. That's the first one. 17's concert in DC last year. I went to see 17 on a whim. I had just started taking an interest in their music. I think I thought that their Face the Sun album was incredible. I think I actually started listening to 17 based off like Desi March's reaction and your guys. I was like, oh, 17. Oh, this song hot. Okay, let me check them out. Album's incredible. So I just went to see them on a whim, like because like friends had encouraged me. I was in the States. I didn't even know that they weren't touring Europe. Just throughout the show, I was texting my friend Bree, I was like, the one with the bass in his voice, who's he? And that one over there, who's that? Oh, that's Vernon. Oh, okay. I think I'm in love with all 13 of them, and because like when the concert started, I only knew 2 members. I knew Mingyu because she had repeatedly been sending me pictures of him, so I knew that the big buff one is Mingyu. And that, like, throughout my K-pop history, I just knew that there's this really short member of this group called 17 called Woozy. And I knew that I was like, I just know that there's a really short guy called Woozy and he produces music. I'm like, okay, cool. There's a Woozy and there's a Mingyu. And then in the concert, I was just like, huh? Oh my! So yeah. Now for those who know that S Groups has me in a chokehold, but I would say the concert that surprised me is Blackpink. And I know that, and I know you guys know that beforehand. I was like, I don't see it. I don't understand why we're here. Yeah, those girls really surprised me. I would say that their live shows have made me enjoy them so much more.
Agreed.
But yeah, because I already enjoyed what they did when they came for their concert in London. And I honestly say the member that surprised me was Jisoo.
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, I knew that Lisa was going to come out and just be a dominating force, a lion, a magnificent beast, a phoenix, if you'd like to call her. But I'm standing just a little bit. But the London concert, this is before she had her solo, so she was doing her Camila Cabello cover. And I was like, my friend and I both said, no, but Jisoo can sing. No, but Jisoo can really sing. Why have we not seen Jisoo sing? I don't feel like you guys... No, because I left the concert mad at YG. I was like, I don't think you've been giving my girl the material because what have I... And I'm not a Blink. I'm not a stan. I'm just someone who enjoys music and I know the standard of K-pop. I was like, no, but Jisoo's really out here doing her thing. Why have I not seen her?
That was my issue with both of the singles.
It was.
Because I was like, she can really sing, and they just made her do some what is this, Flower? She's not singing for real.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's what made me so upset about Flower, because I'm like, Flower doesn't even have a chorus.
Yeah.
There's no... How does a song not have a chorus? So yeah, I mean, the choreography in terms of the hand stuff is very fun and very catchy, and I know it's been very popular in South Korea. So I was like, I know what I saw, and I really liked what Jisoo did, and now I'm furious that I haven't seen her. So yeah, that I was really surprised that the member who exceeded my expectation was Jisoo.
1080p?
What?
Your favorite concert and the person that
not for
impressed
me.
you? I mean, I know you've only been to 2. No, you've been to 3 K-pop concerts.
Who 3?
Mama Move
yeah.
twice and NMIX.
I'm so jealous y'all have seen Mama Moo. I can't even speak.
That was so delicious. I mean, but
Let me go switch.
Sorry,
mind if
no,
I
it
switch
just
on
goes
my-
like Mama Moo, like it was like pure vocals, and I just, I don't know. I feel like with Twice, I was fangirling. I was screaming like I had, I don't know,
Like the girls for Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
and NSYNC.
and it like I caught myself by surprise. I was like, oh my god, I'm excited. Oh,
Okay.
this is different.
Right.
This is really different. And I'm trying to think who surprised me the most. I mean, I'd have to agree with Dame just because like I wasn't 100% familiar with NMIX, and Lily was my bias by default because she knew English. So, but Kyujin was just like, she waved at me, and I just felt like
Just the wave.
you saw me, I saw you, we're friends, you're my bias. And she did her thing. So, yeah.
Acceptable.
Now she really thought she was tripping, but Kyujin like seriously waved
I was
directly at her. And
she
was
looked
just like,
at me, not these other people around me. It was me.
Not
My
these
eyes.
peasants. She looked at
Exactly.
me.
Me right here. She saw me.
because like it's only 4 of us sitting here. I waved, she looked and waved back.
Yeah. So it was
Logic.
me. You see? But yeah, that's all I got.
Nice.
That's a good answer.
Thank you.
It is.
Oh, okay, so another anonymous person would like to know what the worst comeback you guys have heard so far this year.
Oh,
I meant to think about that for a second. Hold on, let me see some stuff that came out this year. I mean, hey, I don't mind getting the hate, so I'll go ahead and give an answer. But hold on, let me make
Is
sure this
anybody
came
else ready?
out this year.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be flogged for my answer.
Okay. I know this just goes along with the sentiment that I don't like Blackpink anymore, which is not true. But I think Jisoo's both of her singles weren't good.
It's not a comeback. That don't count.
Flower
It is a comeback. It is.
Is
Well,
it?
oh, it's
It's a
debut.
debut.
Yeah.
Okay, so worst comeback, like
Yep.
okay, let's get more hate on Dame
Oh dear.
because we're gonna go with Jisoo because I don't like neither one of the songs. I feel like the label dropped the ball and didn't take advantage of what she can actually do. I'll find something else. I'm not scared, man. I'll mention a bunch of shit that I think was bad. Come on, y'all know
Has
me.
anybody else got anything while he's
somebody
scrolling?
else. I could do this all day if
Oh,
I
God.
can say this, and I know I'll be flogged. I've got to. Whatever that song is that Taeyong put out, Sha-la-la-la, whatever
Yeah.
it is,
Sha-la-la-la-la. Oh my God.
I
I'm the only person that likes it. I know I
I-
am.
I'm
I'm in
trying
the
to like it
minority.
too.
I tried to
and
like
look,
it too.
I want to say this. It's just my personal opinion to the listeners. You don't have to agree with me. No one's requiring you to agree with me. I think the boy is very talented. I don't think that was his best work. My
the
last
rest
one,
of the album is way better than that
Yes.
song too.
but that I feel like that's been the sentiment for most of NCT's work for like the past 2.5 years. Like you take the title track and you're like, okay, and then you get to the album and you're like, mwah, flawless.
Right.
That's my personal opinion. You're never going to convince me that Sticker is a good song. Sorry.
Sticker. Sticker's hard.
Oh God, please forgive. Like I know I'm going to be flogged. The people are going to be upset, but Stray Kids. Oh my darlings, what is that song? Why are you all looking at me
You're
like
not talking
I'm
that?
about-
curious.
You're
I'm
not
curious
talking
what
about
song.
S-Class, are you?
No.
Is it the one where they're going like this?
Yeah.
No.
That's S class.
Yeah.
No.
Wow, I love S-Class.
Why is it 6 different songs in one?
I thought it was executed well. Yeah.
It's
I wouldn't say 6, more like 3.
I would say it's at least 8. And I am Look, I just want to say this is just me. This is just
Right,
me.
yeah,
Please,
that's fine.
I know I'm going to be flogged when this episode comes up. Guys, it's just my opinion. The whole noise music thing has never been for me, which is why I champion Stray Kids' movement. I want them to succeed. I think Bang Chan is just the most cute and adorable and handsome leader ever. I'm not the biggest Stray Kids fan, even though I'm obsessed with Maniac. I think Maniac is amazing. But it's so many sounds in one. And I know that traditional K-pop used to be like that. It's just not personally for me. I don't understand why we do it. What is this?
I thought it was cool.
Guys, it's just me. It's just me. I just personally hate it.
Well,
That hurts.
it's okay. It's
You
okay.
gonna go with aespa?
No,
I'm just joking. I
knew you was gonna bring it up.
Everybody is waiting for you to say
but
aespa.
I'm gonna agree with you 100% on Shalala.
Yeah, Shalala.
It's like, and I'm just being 100%. The fans didn't make it no better. I'm trying to tell me that this is the NCT sound. I can't comprehend greatness or doing something different and all this.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I don't care what y'all say. Shalala was not a good single at all.
It's not.
And it's just everything else on the album was great, but it's just like even when I did the album reaction, I said that I can see Shalala being like a good like freestyle dancing song, like where people are just like gigging to it and want to dance, but it's not a single. And you can't tell me otherwise. It's not a good single. And like I said, if this is what the artist wanted to do, all power to you. This is what you wanted to express. I just don't agree with that decision. We're making it the lead single of your project. Because it didn't want to make me listen to the album. And that's what I think a single should do. A single makes me listen to the album. And I said it on a review. I'm glad I listened to the album because there's a lot of better songs than this one.
It's like 100.
No.
I think it's better than 100.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I think it's definitely better than 100.
I will say it gives me the
You gotta
same
get
sentiments.
really-
It's like it
you gotta
doesn't
get really
inspire
low.
me to want to listen to the work.
Yeah. I know for me, I wasn't going to mention that, but that was the song I struggled with the most. I think in our reaction, we struggled initially, and I tried to listen to it again. It could work in the club setting, maybe. Like if I was in a party setting and like everybody was like jumping around, then I'll be like, okay, this might hit. But it's a really tough listen if I'm like at the gym or just doing anything other than partying. So,
I don't think I could be sober.
yeah, that's
I cleaned my car listening to it.
I'm trying to think of another song, but I just got to make sure it came out this year.
Okay, I got a couple for. So I'm like I said, I'm gonna stick with the Jisoo records. I agree with y'all on the Taeyong record. I'm gonna also, God damn it, I just passed it. Jimin's lead single. I'm not a huge fan of that record.
Like Crazy?
Yeah, like
okay.
Crazy.
oh.
I think that's like. I don't think it's like an overly bad record. I'm just not into it.
That's fair.
I tried not to. I tried to get into it. I definitely couldn't. I'm not really into 50/50's music whatsoever. I've listened to all of the songs. None of them do anything for me. I don't know if that's all this year or not. And it makes me mad because there's songs from like groups like Pixie and stuff like that have really good records, and we're talking about 50/50. But that's don't get me ranting on that. I think Gravity dropped a bad record this year. It's that's really all I'm saying. Like I'm at 4 months ago.
I mean, I got another one. Kish. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, Kish. I'm not a
that
huge fan of Kish.
Well.
I can't really
Kepler
sit here and say that I listen to IVE. I don't.
Kepler dropped a bad record this year. I thought that was.
Oh.
Like I said, a bad record. I didn't say like they're bad. I'm just saying they dropped a bad record this year.
Oh no, I know you're not saying they're bad. I was like, oh,
I like Kepler.
They've had a good run, a really good run.
Chungha dropped a bad record this year. The song
Chungha dropped music.
Yeah, the no. Okay, that's a throwback. But when I checked out that throwback, it was she had did Chica. It's an older record. The song's it's okay.
I was gonna say I thought she's battling with her label to get out of her.
Not yeah, you're right. Maeve's song was good, but I'm not getting into that again.
That was a debut. That wasn't a comeback.
Same.
And we have our thoughts about
almost, that. Yeah, we talked about it. Okay, I think I'm entering into last year.
Yeah, it's good, man. You said you feel.
I think 2023 has been like a overall for the industry. I think it's been a really good year for music.
Really good.
I agree.
Yeah, no,
really good.
You're right. I agree with that sentiment.
I think the men are trying to come back strong after last year.
Yes,
they're trying.
They're trying.
I think we pointed that out. Then you pointed out that at the beginning of the year. He was like, the men got to work.
Better do something.
They got to work this year.
They really have, because when I say last year, the ladies took it and it wasn't even close.
No.
Especially the rookie groups. Like the male rookie groups didn't do nothing compared to what all the girls did.
I was like, well, did male rookies debut? Because I heard nothing. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so we have two more. Anonymous wants to know if TLP is really in season 2 of the Squid Games. Should he win it?
TLP? Sure, why not?
I mean, he's really. I mean, that's not a joke. He's really in it.
Oh, for real? Oh, okay.
For real? Okay.
Yeah.
No, as in like they released the
cast.
The cast, like he's really in Squid Game too.
I thought it was a rumor.
No,
as long as he got a hat on, he should win.
Really?
He should win. I like TLP.
I don't care who wins. Squid Game had me very stressed. I'm just happy to see everybody there.
Thank you.
There you go.
If they could reincarnate my good sis, Hyoyun's character, the North Korean refugee, if we could find a way to bring her back, I would be so great.
Person on the show.
Right.
Oh, listen.
It was dope to see her in the New Jeans video, though.
Yes. Oh, I want to know what the budget on that MV to get her and Tony.
Tony did it for free. He said, they said he did it for free.
He'll be a fan.
Yeah, he did it for free. Yeah.
I love that man. He's so gorgeous. I don't think you understand. In Shang-Chi and what was it, that 10 Rings Marvel film? My sister and I were rooting for him to win.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. As in, my sister and I were just there like, do you see that man? First of all, you're better looking than your child. And second of all, I believe he has points. Look, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I see where he is coming from. Let him win. Let him win. Because he needs to be in the second one.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And then in the New Jeans videos, he dyed his hair gray. So now he's giving, what's the term? Oh, what's the term? Silver Fox. Oh oh wow. Standing. I was so happy. But simply, I was just there like, did Hybe drain the budget for this video? I'm standing. I love that man. He is so gorgeous. Do you need a sugar baby? I volunteer as tribute. I don't even require money. I would just like to be with you, sir.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Last question from Anonymous. What are y'all's thoughts on, I can never pronounce her name correctly, Hwasa signing with Psy?
Uh-oh.
No, please go first. Let me go.
I think Psy seems to let artists do what they want to do, but it doesn't necessarily seem like it'll last long, just based on the track record that his label has established with the artist. So I hope we'll get something good in the time that they work together. I'm sure Hwasa will put something special out. That's really all I get. I just don't expect it to last for a very long time, just because, I mean, Psy's label P Nation hasn't really shown longevity with artists doing something.
I'm just excited to her to keep working.
Yeah.
You know, and that may sound like the
Politically correct.
politically correct
should.
response and everything like that, but I tend to like Hwasa a lot and what she does with the music, and I agree. Some things with P Nation haven't gone too well as of late. With all the shakeups between all the artists and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to see what happens next.
Maybe off of RBW, she can wear some crotchless pants if she wants.
No, she better not. Yeah, wherever she goes, I want her to be happy, So if that's with crotchless pants, whatever, go for it. Just make some hits, but take care of the artist. We love her as an artist. Take care of the artist. That's all I care about.
So I've just been having fun trying to do that choreography in my
I
head.
see it. Yeah.
Because I was thinking, what side song has happened recently? I was just having so much fun. Okay. So I feel like RBW has just done such a frustrating job of handling Mamamoo that I was psyched just to hear Hwasa was leaving. I hear what people have said about the concerns of like the longevity of P Nation's artists, and there's been more than one P Nation artist that has said like, "Hey, where is my album?" Or like he was very allegedly he was very controlling over the music, blah 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 blah. I hope that that's not the case for Hwasa. Maybe P Nation will just be a stepping stone. I don't know, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping that we'll actually get to see Hwasa do international press for a change, because I don't know if anyone noticed. Mamamoo don't do international press.
Damn, you're right.
Ever.
Wow.
I can name you. So it's only until Ween left that she started doing press for her solo stuff now that she's under Ravi. Hwasa has one interview with NME. Solar has one interview with MTV News. Don't think Moonbyul has any. And the group have done one interview with Zach Zach. So I'm hoping that, we'll see some push for Hwasa, because I feel like she would just be so loved internationally if more people.
1,000%.
I was like, Hwasa, and when you consider the fact that her idols are Rihanna and Beyonce, do you know just how big she could be? I think what's happened to Mamamoo period has been criminal. The fact that this was their first world tour.
Yeah.
And I say world as in I say world with resentment in my heart.
I've seen your tweets about that. Yes.
Thank you. It's nice to know that my tweets are hitting the targeted audience, because I'm fuming. Like, is there pink venom in my heart? Yeah. And I would like to spit it at a couple of people, because why was Europe not included? I'm livid. I'm so livid at the management of Mamamoo. They should have been so much bigger than they were. And so if there is some momentum put behind Hwasa's name because of Psy, then I'm all here for it.
I think a lot of the labels dropped the ball. Like, I think Jessie is an easy crossover, and I've always thought Hwasa was an easy crossover into America, because they already kind of give off that swag that the American swag, like for musicians, right? Like Jessie has that bold. I mean, I know she's technically from Jersey, so she has that boisterous New Yorker attitude. So when she puts it out, she's not going to be accepted as fake like Iggy Azalea was. She's going to be accepted as more authentic. Hwasa performs like a Beyonce or Rihanna, like with that attitude. So it's like, I felt like those were two easy crossovers and layups if labels really wanted to have crossover appeal. But yeah, I do think all of them dropped the ball on that.
A bag was fumbled.
And I didn't see any press when Mamamoo was coming out here, like any press of
No.
like, hey, come out and see this group. Like Twice, I mean, they only did New York. Like, hey, Twice is coming, dude. Go check out the show. Like, they should have been on every station, like getting it in. Like, yo, they're coming here.
Yeah.
You should check them out. This is why.
Yep.
That's something that they can get better at when they're headed to the States to perform. Don't just send them to Good Morning America and stuff like that. There's other outlets you probably should tap into so that people that aren't aware get slightly acquainted. Like the guy we met at the Twice concert, he said he had never been to a K-pop concert before.
Yeah.
And he said the Twice concert was his first, but he was actually excited because the girl said his girlfriend had put him on to some of the music. He's like, oh, this is cool. You know, people aren't aware of it. You know, my manager, he didn't know what K-pop was. And then he looked him up on on TikTok and saw Moonlight Sunrise was all in English. It was like, hey, that was a good song.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not aware of it, people aren't aware of Mamamoo. They don't hear it.
No.
You know, and I think if they did, you know, they probably show up at the concerts.
And the thing is, though, I know that for quite a few people that I know that the whole cute thing works very well in Korea, but that as a girl group over here, that doesn't translate the same. I think that's why Blackpink have done so well, because they do, I guess, the girl crush thing incredibly. Mamamoo just had that grown woman thing from day. The egotistic video would have. I'm just.
Ooh.
Let me not get started on how Mamamoo is my favorite girl group. The ball was dropped. The ball was severely dropped.
Super drop.
So, man, so you said that was all the questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Natasha, we thank you for being so gracious with your time. We always
Thank you for having
conversations.
Me. Yes.
Oh, for sure. Anytime, man. And can you tell everybody about your podcast and where they can find you?
Oh, okay. So my podcast is called A Soulful Storm, all one word, all lowercase. And you can find it on Spotify and SoundCloud. And it is just me and anyone who comes on, including the guys they have been on. I'm hoping you guys will come on again. You too,
sure,
1080p. I hear you. Like, I want you there as well. Yeah, it's just us talking about K-pop and anything else that's going on in the world at the time. Because I try and incorporate, just like pop cultural news that's happening, like, Ocean Gate and the complete folly that was. And if you just want to hear me be like batshit crazy and stan, as I very much enjoy to do, then yeah, you should listen. It's a really good time. And I try now to keep it at only an hour, 10 minutes. The episodes are no longer 3 hours, guys. Like, we cut it down. We've really improved. My editing skills are really good now. So yeah, that's where you can find my podcast. But if you actually want to hear me be a very serious human being and like take my job 100% seriously, then you can also follow my work on Twitter, because like I am very, very jokey, but I'm dead ass serious about like writing.
Yeah, man. Natasha podcast is really dope. We were on it. It gets a little wild at times.
Does it really?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. But it's definitely entertaining, so everybody should check it out. And you should definitely follow her on Twitter. You get some, like I saw the post she posted about somebody running up on Jackson trying to hop in the car. And I love what you said, because it's like, what was the plan?
Because some of you are trying to reenact the fan fiction that you've read. And trust me, I know that you're trying to reenact it because I've read it too. But the thing is, though, you can't. He's not going to fall in love with you.
No, not at all.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, because like me and 1080p saw like somebody, apparently there's a group of people trying to blonde Felix from Stray Kids.
I'm so sorry, what?
Yeah, they're showing up everywhere he is with like green laser pointers. and their goal is to blind him by shooting him in the eye.
That's
and make him
wild.
right 1080p.
Yeah, that's what it said.
And they had showed up at him coming from the airport, and you could see the light in the background, and he got in the car too quickly, and they were trying to shoot it in through the car.
Yep.
And it was just like, and they've been tweeting about it.
This is an attempt of harm.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Listen, I thought they was just throwing cell phones. Now they got laser pointers?
Yeah, the green laser pointers, and apparently they're trying to flash it in his eyes in hopes that he'll go blind.
Why would you hope? Okay, let me stop. That is lead to a whole nother.
That's so wicked.
Yeah,
that is so
it's just
evil.
like I saw it, and I'm just like, it kind of falls into the Jackson thing. I don't know if she meant him harm, but you know,
what's that?
We say it all the time. Like, these K-pop artists are still people.
What's that Michael Jordan meme? Stop. Get some help.
Get some help. I'm dead serious when I say I want the airport culture, that thing. I want it dead. Kill it. I'm just like, you can't trust fans to act accordingly. They are never going to. I'm so frightened of the day that an idol either gets severely hurt or a member of the public does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you posted that video of Won Young from IVE, from IVE, and like a fan ran up on her and she kind of kept walking, and some people were upset that she kept moving, but it's just like, what did you want her to do in this situation? It's just like,
and that's the thing I don't understand, because netizens will turn around and say that they're ungrateful. It's harmful what you're doing to them. It is really scary. They are getting on a plane. I can't stand it. I think it's abhorrent behavior, and I know that these things are done in order to make them look more popular. And I just would love to say to everyone, do you see any of the other celebrities around the world doing this? You have the biggest names in music and acting. When Tom Cruise was in South Korea, I didn't see him at the airport. Why? Because security was like, you're using the proper exits. You're not going to be bombarded.
Yeah. I'd go one further. I do want the airport culture to stop, but I just think I like that aspect of K-pop, the super hype fandoms and stuff like that. However, there definitely should be limits on it, because some of the stuff that I see, it's just like, I can't even believe you guys care that much.
Yeah.
Like when we were back to the 50-50 situation, you guys are saying, screw the members, get 4 new girls and do 50-50 again. And it's just like, that's a different group.
Yeah.
Like, that type of tribalism is definitely not healthy. You know what I mean?
I don't think that they care. I don't think they see them as people. It's like the same way, like, how long have you seen EXO be this dominant force in K-pop? And then Chen announces that he's engaged and having a kid.
They want him out of the group.
And now you want him out the group. And now when EXO, when they're having their SM family concerts, you're doing a Black Ocean during his set. Because he got married and had children, the very thing that you are going to do. The very thing
that you would try to do with him if you could.
Right.
My thing is, you do this Black Ocean stuff and everything like that. But if that was you, you'll be married to him. And if that was it's just.
Well, he still got paid. So
I'm just saying, for the fans' perspective. You're just mad because it ain't you. Like, that is so stupid to me. Y'all just mad because it ain't you.
And how would it be you?
And if it was the fan next to you, you gonna be mad at her.
Be bad.
Like,
you
probably take her out for a chance and risk jail time.
This is so ridiculous. Oh my God.
And I just think. And don't get me wrong, they've been enabled by the fact that the culture has allowed it. The companies have been like, oh, you want that? Because it's not like there hasn't been a history of like, oh, that person got into a relationship. Yeah, they're hightailing it out of here. We won't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very upset by that. But airport culture, I don't think it's conducive to anyone. I don't think it does anything for the artists. I think it puts them in harm's way, the fans and the people who are just trying to get on the plane, who don't even give a flying fuck who that idol is. I'm just trying to make it to my plane.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's weird. I think that's because sasaengs do get on the plane with them. I heard a story about how sasaengs almost kidnapped EXO because they got like my friends told me about how they got like a similar van to the one that SM used, and the EXO members almost got into that van.
Oh my god!
And I was just there like, no,
it ain't that deep.
No,
it's never that deep.
What you gonna do? Like,
I think they were trying to do. I think they were trying to reenact the Shiny View video, because you know how those like in the View video, the white girls kidnap Shiny, and then they go on like a whole fun day out, and then they're taking off clothes together and partying. Yeah. I feel that they're trying to reenact the View video.
And after that party, you going to jail. So,
you going to jail?
I'm just saying,
jail party.
So have fun.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, Michael Jordan meme that one too. Goodness.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, Natasha, we really appreciate it, man. Oh yeah, you didn't give your Twitter handle for those.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
obviously it's going to be throughout the video.
See how useless I am at these things. So it's Sampatasha. So how do I spell my name? Sampatasha on both Instagram and Twitter. But if you just put in like Natasha Mulenga, you'll actually see my professional work. And like I said, I take that very seriously.
Okay.
But thank you for having me. It's been so much fun.
Man.
Yes, thanks for coming. Anytime. And let us know when you want us on yours. Anytime.
Right.
Listen, don't threaten me with a good time. I will let you know soon.
Okay.